last time in the toaster,
Yes.
you guys started with running errands, I think, right?
Yeah. Normal day.
Normal day. You went shopping, bought some potions,
Made a deal.
made a deal that surely was not gonna.
Come buy this later.
Yeah. I meant because it was the sword.
Yeah.
He's looking at me like I'm planning something. You had an audition, fell successfully, seemed.
I pleased him with both my mouth and my hands.
In public, no, that's.
I remember hearing.
And then you returned to the temple where you
No.
you returned. Not my bags. You returned to the temple whence you had visited earlier to conduct the ritual to separate Jiraiya from Soul Shark.
Went swimmingly.
Shit popped off in, for me, the best way. For you, maybe not. I don't know. It got wild. Jiraiya was genuinely scary. There were blood clones. Priests started dying and panicking and trying to flee the room that they had sealed. It got bad. And just as the odds were starting to look fairly overwhelming, a figure in very plain robes. Pardon me. With a gray beard, kind of gruff voice, weathered features, and a hawk-like nose, showed up and said something along the lines of "Servants of the Divine were ever out of their depth," and decided to take things elsewhere. So he waved his magic fingers, and y'all poofed to a new location. A sort of circle of tall stone pillars, rough-hewn, with path extending from out of the circle in two different directions, off into the distance. He stood atop a stone archway in this circle and started weaving as the wind ripped and magic was thick on the air, and told you to bring him down. With a bit more difficulty, you did eventually manage to do so. Old man finished his work and removed the sword from Jiraiya's unconscious body and held it aloft magically although held open the bag of holding, and he dropped it inside.
Yes.
So, we pick up there as Jiraiya is laying on the ground, viciously beaten and bloodied. Make a death saving throw for me, Jiraiya.
Are we still in the field?
You're like within that circle area still.
Okay.
That's a 2, so that's 1. Jiraiya is on the ground, bleeding and unconscious. The old wizard, you presume, given what he has done, just steps forward off of the stone archway and slowly floats to the ground.
Okay.
I think he's good now. Should we heal him?
Perhaps don't let him die.
I will try and go stabilize him.
Make a medicine check.
Not my strong suit, but
Aren't you a pissed off bear right now?
Natural one.
Two
death saving throws.
Bear? No, I dropped unconscious, so I'm not a bear anymore.
What are you doing, unconscious?
Yeah,
Did
I
you?
almost died. Yeah,
Did you
so
come
guys
back
were
with
gonna
one hit
kill
point?
me.
Yeah, you didn't go
Forgot about
unconscious.
Somebody healed me because I have 8 hit points. So I actually should have 9 because I would have popped back up. Not that it matters.
I forgot you went down.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I do remember he could have finished you, and he didn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he would have only.
It wasn't
it
a
would have
threat.
been
You
two
weren't a
fails.
threat no
Yeah.
more. You were unconscious.
So I wouldn't be buried, I'm thinking.
No.
I will healing word Jiraiya.
Okay.
Don't die.
She's
Okay.
okay.
That's probably good because I rolled a 9 on medicine.
Okay.
You're out here with those herbs and spices you bought earlier.
Seasoning the
Cinnamon and coriander. This is healing, right?
You ever had gator? It's kind of
Riccardi kneels down
I
in
found
front
some
of Jiraiya.
oleander.
She starts tearing bits off of her shirt to staunch the bleeding, and you see it's like, Philip, as you are watching, it's a futile effort. Like, she's pressing these against some of the wounds, but it's not enough cloth because the wounds are all over him, and it's just bleeding through very quickly, and you're just like, all right. Toss a little healing word. What did you? 6 points of healing, Jiraiya, as you are on the ground, still in. Interestingly enough, through this process, this whole fight that you had before, right? It was like, not that you were. There were some other occasions before where it felt like things were just beyond your control. Like you were doing things you didn't necessarily want to do. In this instance, as the sword unleashed its full effect, it was like it twisted you, and you were loving every minute of it. Like it was, you felt at one with the blade's will, like it was your own.
So I still remember everything that I did.
You do, and as you come to,
God, I was
you
kind of hoping I didn't.
you come back to consciousness with this heal, and all of that washes over you, and the realization of everything that had happened, and also in addition to that, the fact that through that whole fight you hadn't felt any of the pain. Now it's hitting you like a ton of bricks. So you wake up.
Yeah, I'm just like
sad.
leaning over you, just like checking for breath.
you wake up in physical misery on the ground here.
Taking a couple deep breaths for a second.
Do the breasts look threatening?
Are you? You?
I think I'm free from it.
Okay, everybody, I think he's okay.
19 on my insight check for threatening breaths.
I put my hand on like the worst looking wound. I put the rest of my healing.
Lay on hand.
Yeah, lay on hands.
Remember, you gave me 5.
That's what I said. The rest.
His,
only five.
his breaths don't look particularly
Good.
threatening.
No, I'm just trying to breathe better.
Yeah, ragged, certainly.
trying to breathe better.
He looks like he's struggling. He's conscious, but oof.
How many finger am I holding up?
Why would you do that to him?
2.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he can tell you. No, hand it up.
Do you see multiples of anybody?
Ricard, what's up? Out of the bag of holding, I reach on and pull out your chain and give it back to you.
Put it in my neck. So who's the old guy?
We don't know, but you saved our ass.
As you say that, you all look back over at him. He's pulling out of one of his sort of billowing sleeves. As I said before, his robes are very plain. He doesn't look particularly impressive or interesting or rich or powerful just by looking at him by any means. But he kind of reaches into this sleeve and he pulls out a meerschaum pipe, pops it in his mouth, and he flicks, and there's a little spark of fire and blows out blue smoke.
What's his description again? What does he look his face?
Old man.
Yeah.
A wizard.
very old human man. His skin looks a little on the darker side, very weathered. Gray beard. Dressed very plainly, as I said, smoking this meerschaum pipe right now. He has this kind of very pointed, almost with a slight like downward point to it as well, like a hawk-like nose. But like looking at his eyes as he's like
Clean
smoking
shaven,
his
big beard.
gray beard.
Great beard.
As he's smoking his pipe and you guys are kind of talking and you look over, he's like scanning you all. His eyes look very alert, like very opposite what you would expect seeing him physically. The rest of his form, like his eyes, it's all there. Like this
Wise
is
beyond his years. Even though he's
more to imply that there is no while his body physically has slowed,
Mentally, yeah.
mentally he is there. He is all there. Very, very keen as he kind of looks you over.
Okay. Is he like looking at us alertly or looking around alertly?
He's just standing, smoking his pipe and watching as you guys are talking things out.
Okay, so he's not like looking around like. Thank you so much for your help. We don't think we would have survived.
No, I don't think you would have either.
Are you part of the Thunder Temple?
No, not at all. A public servant in a different manner of speaking.
Not to be ungrateful, but
Coughing.
Where-
Clouds of blue smoke.
where did you come from and why did you help us? And who are you? And where are
Also, thanks.
You're welcome.
And then all those questions. Yes.
The long blue child paid me a visit. He said you were, interesting. He was right.
In a good way or a bad way?
I haven't decided. He did mention something about a cursed object or cursed somebody, something along those lines. Piqued my interest. I'm glad I didn't wait another 30 minutes to scry on you. Had I, you'd probably be dead.
I'm glad we weren't wearing those. I stopped mid-sentence.
You see him. He catches it, but he lets it go. He doesn't say anything. He's curious.
So, we're to presume you're Elminster?
That's my name. Most just call me the old mage. Have it your way.
Where did you take us?
Yes.
These servants of divine powers, I think they overestimate their own abilities at times. That particular room in that particular temple was not up to snuff. This is a nexus point, if you will. Familiar with ley lines?
No.
Would I be familiar with ley lines?
Make an arcana check.
Yeah, I guess would I have read anything of the stuff that all the books I got?
Make an arcana.
I'm good at that.
21.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Ugh, but that was 12.
15.
Regina, even...
Did you get a
What you got?
Does it have anything to do with fae, fiends, or undead? Does it get advantage? No. Let's see. Oh, just like
It's at the top of the skills.
there it is. Just 11.
Regina, interestingly enough, even with all your years learning about magic specifically, ley lines doesn't ring any bells. Phil, although you've heard mention of it, your grasp is tenuous. It was mentioned by Baracus, when you were in Varus Rule recently with your group here. So that kind of comes to mind as he mentions it, but you...
Yeah, don't have a deep understanding.
Yeah, a little washy on exactly what it was. Fellows, you do recall that ley lines are typically described by those who are more learned and knowledgeable about matters of the arcane. Essentially channels of magical power. They create the weave as they run through the land, right? It's kind of besides what's granted by like divine powers or the other things of that nature, the like natural presence of arcane energies throughout the world. That's kind of the source, right? So typically people like sorcerers or wizards or bards or you who can wield that sort of thing. That's kind of the well. Like when you were with the imp that you later murdered, and you were like, you could feel yourself tapping into something, but you were having a hard time figuring out like how to channel it and use it. The thing you were tapping into was the weave. It's made up of these ley lines, right? So this here, the Circle of Stones, is a meeting point of some of these ley lines, used in the proper manner by those who know how to use them. They can enhance certain castings, magics.
So are we like in the real place in the world or on a different like plane?
Oh,
Pockets?
we're on the material plane, certainly, to be sure. Yes. Just elsewhere.
Do we have like way of like getting back?
Yes, of course. I can return us back to the Maria when you're ready, but
We want to take a breather.
you all
maybe.
look like shit. You strike me as a group who needs sleep, among other things.
Jiraiya, I don't know what you remember, but you took out some priests back there.
Yeah.
I remember.
Can you save them if we go back now?
No. But they were surrounded by the priests. So they
Indeed.
might be alright.
If they are able to be saved, no doubt there is someone there.
They were in the right
Can
place.
do it.
Do you think there was like at least one that's probably
I did notice one looked particularly barbecued. I take it that was you.
That's not laughing. That was my favorite one.
The sword is still in there.
lingering effects? Lingering effects.
He was a big older.
Definitely not.
Yes, well,
Let's take a
At least
break then.
make short rest.
Well, what time of day is it? Is it late? Is it early? Afternoon?
yeah, dusk, right? As
Let's
you
take a long rest.
as you guys arrived here to finish this battle, and I guess still now because it hasn't been that long, the sun was kind of setting in the sky, so it's very like orange light at present.
Is this a safe area for us to rest?
Safe as any other in the wilds.
I'll go find some dinner.
Well, you look pretty beat up.
Like shit.
I'll just set some like little traps and stuff.
We have rations.
Oh, I can handle food. You won't go hungry.
Funny enough, we wanted to talk to you about this sword, potentially, but we had another reason to meet with you as well.
Oh,
I believe a long time ago,
spit it out, son.
you had a friend named Malik.
Why, yes, I believe I did.
What can you tell us about him? We've been studying him, trying to.
Well, why?
We came across a letter in another mage's tower that mentioned the Black Staff.
What mage allowed you to traipse about my tower?
Malice.
Oh! I take it he was dead. Assumed as much. You said there was mention of Malik there. What did it say?
Nothing good. I think he thought he was a little uppity.
Yes, well, not entirely wrong. Suppose it depends on perspective. Malazar was, well, frankly, probably insane. Yeah. And also stuffy. Preferred things a particular way. Also nearly as old as me, and he thought himself above most. I suppose, to be fair, he was, in a manner of speaking.
What do you think killed him?
Well, who can say? Rumor of all sorts of beast and object and creature in his tower, things that he dealt with, places he went, and, well, who knows? Maybe one of his own creations took him out. Hard to say. A disease contracted from the outer planes, could be anything. Either way, not a terrible loss, if I do say so myself.
So you did not like this Malazar?
Nobody did. There's a crotchety man. Curmudgeon might be a nice way of saying it.
And this Malazar and Malik definitely not same person.
No, not at all.
Was he part of the Arcana Enclave?
Malazar? Oh, yes. Yes, he was. Well, until nobody could get a hold of him for several decades. At that point, it's sort of a natural forfeiture of position. No, he was never very fond of Malik. Malik, Blackstaff, they called him. He was young, well, relatively speaking, I suppose. Impetuous compared to some of those of us who'd been in the Enclave longer. He had a hard time dealing with the politics of it all. He didn't want to wait, he just wanted to do.
He was rash.
Some would say, he would probably say, he just wanted to do what was necessary. I can see it both ways. There's a way to things, and if you're going to be in the Enclave Arcanum, there are just certain structures that must be followed. He grew tired of that. It wasn't long before he sort of disappeared. The beast stepped down from his position. For a time, I theorized maybe it wasn't him at all, and he'd been killed by that point. Thought perhaps it was somebody masquerading as him stepping down, so it would be less suspicious when he was gone. Yeah, I figured out. Were that the case, whoever did it would have enacted some sort of plan by now. 100 years is a long time.
That was Valentine still, or are we talking about Valentine?
Murder. He's been going that long.
How many years did you say?
About 100 since I saw him last. Raving as usual about this citadel of whispers or some such.
What was that?
He was raving about the citadel of whispers, he said. They supposedly a group in an outer plane. Plans of some dark nature. They were slowly enacting on the material realm here.
Do you believe him?
I don't disbelieve him. I didn't have the proof. But he, to be sure, I've seen many things I haven't. And vice versa. Yeah, we weren't together all the time, rarely, to be honest, after his training completed. Can't watch us streams all the time.
Did you find him trustworthy?
Relic? Oh, yes. No, but yes, mostly.
Why no?
Malik is the sort who, as I said, he saw a path, something he thought needed to be done, and he did. Once he'd made up his mind, that was kind of the end of it. At times, that could occasionally bring about circumstances that were less than fortunate, but generally for the greater good. He was not a selfish man, if that helps. And always he thought of the people, the realm, the world.
So, like, sometimes we have like good intention, but not
Occasionally
always
questionable means.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying he wanted to start this citadel?
Malik?
Yeah.
No. He said he was hunting it in a manner of speaking. Not hunting it was maybe not the right word.
Investigating.
Certainly, to be sure, and attempting to finagle it, upset it, tear it down as best he could, interrupt the plans. He said they were doing some heinous things.
But you don't know what their goal was?
Oh, and to my understanding, Malik didn't either. Not entirely. He said whatever it was, it had great stakes for Athalasia and the world beyond. His largest theory was that perhaps they had something to do with the Black Reach. What is that damn time called again? The rupture. The pestilence, all of that. the bad times along.
So if there was like, way to find him or like bring him back somehow, would it be good or not so good?
Well, that's perspective, huh? What's good for you? What is good for you, Blood Mage?
I'm not laughing. I mean, protecting. I hunt monster. Protect town people. See people safe.
Yeah. Those all
See people
sound good to
treated
me.
fair. When
A worthy
they-
ambition.
I mean, these no people, they keep track of me.
Track.
Like, make sure.
You don't sacrifice
If I can-
anybody in your blood matter.
Well, I wouldn't do that. I meant to with the bear.
Did he see the bear?
Yeah, he's.
Okay. It
I
was here
was the
that you
bear.
got it. I wasn't sure when you went out. It was
Yeah.
before or after.
Yeah.
He appeared. Thought you might be outing yourself.
No.
Does she have cravings when she turns?
No.
Haven't had much opportunity to talk to a werebeast. Mono.
She sometimes has.
Violent tendencies.
Yes.
Oh.
That is a good.
But only like when I get
Mostly
really
directed the
angry.
correct way.
Do you hunt on a full moon?
No.
Well, shit. You proved about 20 textbooks wrong.
Oh wait, do I hunt on a full moon?
No.
I was like, wait, I don't know.
Maybe if we spoke with more of them instead of killing them. We, the royal sense, not me. Well, unless it's necessary. I've killed a few.
Do you think those priests will say anything?
Well,
Because I mean, we were trying to protect them and our friend, and I had to do what I had to do.
probably not all of them. There's certainly a work they signed up for, though I think they underestimated you and your blade a fair bit.
I think we all did.
There was terror in that room. There were some who, well, your actions, though they may not have entirely been your own, are probably not likely to help your people's image. There are many who consider Dragonborn largely bloodthirsty. That being the reason that they're being changed. Control for the sake of safety. I disagree.
As do I.
Do you think we will need to be careful in cities? Now that at least some people have seen him in rage and have seen me.
Well,
We saw some fighting pits.
Yes. We've also nearly been killed every day. We've been in this. So
Wow.
I still don't think
Dangerous.
you've had an eventful stay.
it's been what,
One could say.
5 days?
It was before. I think
We've had at least 4 near-death experiences in 5 days.
This is the most dangerous thing we've ever done.
it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days now.
I dropped my bike.
We survived a
How
I
many
think maybe
near-death?
one day we
Right.
didn't almost die. Yeah, one day.
That makes the math worse. Nearly all of the time we are being attacked.
Well, sounds unfortunate. Who were your enemies besides weapons?
I think that has been the most straightforward enemy so far.
We have run afoul of the Empty Eyes and their leader, Negan.
Well, that's a troublesome one.
We started off good and then rocky with our long-bloom friend. And then better.
Your law?
Yes.
Why, Rocky?
He wasn't sure if he could trust us.
I see. Well, he trusted you enough to ask for a meeting from me. That's something to say. Perhaps he's changed his tune on that front a bit.
So I think he's one of the only friends we have.
It's a good friend to have. Treat him well. Hope he does the same.
There were the nameless assassins that one day.
Nameless assassins?
I couldn't tell you more than that. We were nearly killed by people.
Was it a circuit of blood?
It could be. We've had run-ins with them in the past.
Yes.
My, you are interesting. Who the fuck are you?
Into your soon. Near you.
Reference to your Bahamut. Clever?
Every dragon believed it.
Wouldn't happen to be associated with the Dark Claw, would you?
My brother runs that operation.
That was a lot of trust.
Yeah. Only for
Does
face.
he run it?
Very
Yeah, I think
brave.
so.
Very brave. Not very smart, this one. You don't know me. But I appreciate the trust.
We're teaching him to read.
I won't kill you. We'll turn you in.
We appreciate
Like,
it.
That's good. Well. Oh, what's so curious about Malik?
We heard he knows about some of the things you were talking about.
So, Citadel whispers. You believe it as well?
I don't believe anything right now.
You believe nothing? It's an unfortunate way to live.
They were
Kept me alive.
investigating. Wasn't it your old partner, his like brother or something went missing? I guess so.
Yes.
And his cousin.
No.
That's the name.
Certainly is. And Gilvin. We've heard of a lot of children and people going missing. Some type of seems like a pattern across this whole continent.
You're right.
And then when they heard like the Citadel whispers or something, they were wondering if that had anything to do with it.
We were following clues here about Narfok. Our partner died.
We're kind of like detectives.
Oh,
Inside check.
yes. Great. Well, great.
Where do your allegiances lie?
Well, I've always considered myself a public servant. So I suppose with the people, though, well, you have to look out for yourself. One must. Not many others will. So I suppose it depends on the moment. Right now.
So what about this moment?
So what you see is good.
Well, safety, freedom,
You're talking
good pipe.
for yourself or for like greater, like everybody.
Well, certainly for myself, but also for others. In general, the idea is, broadly speaking.
Right.
Have you heard the news from the north?
Yes. Hordes of Grok moving, the main forces moving all northeast. Yeah. I've heard the news. Ever do they scream it in the streets?
Yes, they do. What do you make of it?
Interesting bit of movement, that. Moving in the same direction, Magdalena not seen in the company of her own forces. Either she's dead, or she perhaps went ahead. Maybe she's with the hordes of Karak already. Perhaps they're forming an alliance. Perhaps they've captured her. Perhaps it is a one-night stand gone wrong. Who knows? Probably a bit much for that, though.
Depends on the night.
What they seem to be concerned about is whether or not they're heading to Blackfire, aligning themselves with reformists.
Be quite a power shift.
Well, it would. That it would. Yes, the shorter folk up in the mountain there seem to have grown tired with the status quo. I think Stouthammer in particular is seems to be the one stepping forward as their leader. Who knows? Could be civil war. Been some time since we had one of those. Should be interesting. Unfortunate, but interesting. What do you make of it?
It's far beyond us.
Or is it?
Not so cool.
Roll deception check.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll deception check.
At disadvantage.
You are
shit.
exhausted, yes.
Oh, yeah, because it's a check, not a saving throw.
At disadvantage.
Well, that's a 2. That's a 3. It was meant to always be bad. An 8.
Far beyond you. I think not. Still, keep your secrets for now. Junkie.
Sorry, let's keep your secrets.
Oh.
What do you mean?
One.
Do you mean junkie?
Five.
I think we figured out why
Don't
he's
stop, so it's
acting
plain as day.
so sick.
Look at the eyes.
Oh.
You took some?
Oh no.
I saw him take some earlier, but we were in the
That was
temple.
that was the leasing.
No, you had a little bit. You still do, actually. Right
Do not compound a lie with a lie.
Why would you do
Why?
that?
You are usually so sneaky.
The drugs
You're-
are pretty sloppy.
Yes.
I don't know. I couldn't control myself. I reach into the bag I'm holding and pull out the brick.
Give it to me.
No, you want not having drugs out in front of the wizard, man. What the fuck?
That's a lot of sugar.
Well, you've heard the news.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Having a hard time dealing with it, are we? A very hard time.
I don't know if any of you remember. Olo's hoping you don't. But we've also found a bag of drugs.
Oh, that he found.
No, I found the bag in the safe. He found the brick. So I
Yeah.
handed the brick back.
Yes. This is the best.
I'm not sure if any of them were.
Are you at least
It's
popped it open, right? Just to see what it was.
To see what it was.
But it didn't look messed with beyond that.
Right. It's not like half full and like a Ziploc, right?
It's a 98%
mostly a brick.
there.
Looks like you're on the way to one hell of a party.
Looks like you haven't even touched it.
It doesn't take much. Oh, not great.
Oh no! I rolled a 2.
2 total?
Yeah. Well, I mean, 2 plus nothing.
Did you have to roll twice?
Yeah, I rolled twice and I got a 7 and a 9 plus 6.
Do you think you can stop by yourself, or do you think you need help?
You need to go to rehab.
We are in this pillar circle where things are decided.
There must be a
Do you need to be beaten?
There must be a temple.
Is there a Sharon stick too?
You're in a safe space. As you
the blood everywhere.
Yeah, tons of blood because of the blood monsters. It just got away from me. I think I'll be okay. Hey, okay. 16. Disadvantage.
Fair.
Okay, but you let us know if you need help.
I will.
You won't.
He called me out.
You say he won't.
Yeah.
Is there anything you know of that can help here? Please.
Addiction.
Other than willpower.
Is it a spell, maybe?
Or do we need to buy some rope and tie you up for a couple days?
Well,
Fair is fair.
Yes, the problem is we have plans tomorrow. And I assume we'll have plans the day after. We've been in the city 8 days. Almost died.
What about that elixir thing we saw at Xavier's?
It would wake me up. But I don't think it'll help.
there are certain restorative spells that could help with detoxing. Or we could do it the old-fashioned way, separate them from the goods long enough. It'll suck.
Well, I gave it all.
Sure you did.
Do you have any more?
No, you saw.
Oh, well, empty your
The bag of holding.
I said your pocket.
Okay.
What's in your pocket for nothing?
All my daggers. What's in my pockets right now?
I
A lot
don't
of fucking shit.
Hands.
I I empty out of my pockets everything but the bag of sharpshooter.
Oh, that's actually in your pocket.
You do wait. Show us the backwards, like flip it, just so you can't
Do you
see.
sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Like,
I do want to slide a hand and kind of like push it up in my tunic or somewhere.
Okay.
Roll sleight of hand.
Disadvantage, right?
Perception?
Perception. Ooh, that was a natural 20.
oh,
Oh, well.
And that was a 19.
no.
Never mind.
Plus a million.
Yeah.
How are you being so sneaky?
And I'm probably so good on disadvantage except for...
You can't tell the truth, or you can't lie, or save your
Can't
life.
lie,
Right?
yeah.
But your sleight of hand is still on point.
It's because I'm high right now.
Yeah.
Just blankly staring at him.
Well,
So maybe
what should we do with the brick?
I intended to keep it to plant it on somebody or use it to kill them in a natural, not natural way.
We'll keep it far away from him.
Creative,
He'll
Just want
eventually
to keep
run
me
out.
around.
horrifying, but smart.
He'll eventually run out of whatever little secret stash he may have. And then that'll be it.
I feel like if he wants to steal it, there's not much any of us can do about it.
Besides the fact you can always sneak away and go buy some more. If you really want to. And the fact,
But
maybe
why
we
buy
shouldn't
when you have
let
a
Polo be in charge of the money.
Yeah, the drug
Alright,
addict.
alright.
The drug
At this
addict
point,
now.
I'm going to make a decision here.
What? What? What are you doing? You stabbed him?
If I'm coming clean or not now. Nope, I'm not.
Oh, bitch.
I mean, unless you think you can handle yourself.
The money's all. I haven't stole from anyone
Until it's not.
except for Raven. But you were done.
That's a story I'd like to hear. How many times have you been dead?
Just once.
More
Just
than
once,
most.
like it's
More than
normal.
most.
Just once. Close a few other times, but
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You look soft.
you know.
I can relate.
But, you
You
know,
just get better at handling it over time.
Trying to.
we do our best to protect her, and she protects us.
Well, you're not dead yet. Ah. Anymore. Yes, well. They all look like shit. So, oh, my foot. Yes. He weaves a couple symbols in the air and traces down a line with his fingers. And at the where he traces it down, you see a crack appear in the air. And then he goes, puts his two fingers in it and just pulls, and you see like a sort of like a shimmering purple portal in the air. Time for some rest. He just walks through.
Wait, what did he say? Time to rest?
Time for some rest. He walks through. It's still there.
What are we supposed to follow?
I guess so. I'll go first.
Cool.
She goes, I go. I will so fly.
We all go.
In the
Does anybody
mountains.
hesitate?
Yeah, I'm definitely hesitating.
Welcome.
I-
Oh shit. We're left all by himself.
You're out there alone right now.
Fuck this portal.
My hand comes back through the portal and I grab it. If I can do
Throws it in
that.
I let her.
I spilled it. That was my last hit.
You guys walk through the portal to find yourselves standing in a large maybe like 100 feet in diameter circular chamber. And the ceiling is up 300 feet high, maybe. And you see up at the top, there's just sort of this like, it's like a sourceless pale light coming through the ceiling, and up at the top of it you see like stained glass with interesting patterns in various colors going around. It's sort of an interesting swirl pattern, and those of you with experiencing the arcane do notice certain patterns and sigils within. Around the outside of the chamber you see a number of doors just spaced out on the wall, maybe 25 feet along the wall in between each. And looking up, there's no stairs or anything like that, but you see more doors. 15 feet up. Another 20 feet up, you see another layer of doors. Another 100 feet, then there's another layer of doors. And just all the way up to the top, you see these strangely spaced circles of doors along the inside of the tower.
Follow me.
And he just starts to float.
I'm gonna try to float.
Yeah, I attempt to float.
I'm gonna jump.
Make an arcana check.
I'm
just gonna jump.
I'm jumping, but I'm waving my arms to try and like swim up there.
24.
You see Rokari just... you just look at him go and think and will yourself to float. And it works. You see Philip start to slowly float after him.
That's how you do.
Yes,
while
this
he's
is how
doing
I
that, I
do.
think like they're being all crazy. He's thinking, I'm gonna like walk to the spot that Elminster was at to see if maybe like I would think it's like that area.
Okay, you walk over to the spot on the floor that Elminster was standing. What do you...
And I look up. I hope I go up.
I expect to float.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuade magic to do your bidding.
22.
You guys see Regina step over to the spot on the floor and just like look up. Like she's just like expecting something, like demanding something of the universe. You see from beneath her rise like 10 spectral hands. And they just sort of all crowd around under, like they get their fingers, like they go through the floor and under her feet and just start to lift her into the air.
I run over to where Falf was. And just think, I start thinking, go up.
I go
Go
up.
up.
I'm gonna pray to Bahamut for wings.
Make a religion check.
Let me take to air.
Let's call it straight wisdom for you.
Oh, for me? Wisdom. For me, wisdom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your religion check?
On 11, because it was a 14 minus 3.
Do you have negative religion?
Well, it's an intelligence
Oh,
file.
yeah.
So what do you say to Bahamut?
It's really funny.
This is cleric.
This seems getting to this.
I
To
say,
be fair, most of it's a bug. Okay.
Just sleep on the floor.
well, no, I don't want to pray to Bahamut right now.
He's mad at
I don't want to ask him a favor
You said
like
you prayed to
that.
Bahamut
No.
for wings.
It
I
happened.
know, I was joking.
It happened. You
You
forgot.
rolled a check.
I was
Bahamut
not very good today, but can I have wings?
Exactly.
That's very bad, but can you reward me anyways?
So,
I just, since you're
You-
not praying to Bahamut, I go over.
You consider the thought.
I interrupt you while you're doing it or thinking about it.
what is this place?
I don't know, but I think I've done too many drugs.
It's a tube.
It's a tube.
Are you seeing them fly?
I see them fly. I just don't know how they do it.
Maybe.
I'm guessing with my 3, I do not go
Nothing
anywhere.
happens. Yeah, you just go.
Is there stairs?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna wait. Is
Is
Regina
there
still
climbable anything? Can I start climbing?
going up?
There's nothing to climb.
Is Regina still going up or no?
She is.
Are the hands still stretching or is she just floating now?
They're sort of
Disembodied.
detached, like at here on the arm, right? These sort of spectral hands, all just around her feet. They're lifting her in the air.
I'm gonna go over and try and see if I can put my hand through it or if I can.
She's
No,
at
the
this point.
hand thing. So I'm gonna try and climb it if it's not
The hand things.
They're just
They're-
like
they're
right
right under
and
her
they're
feet,
cut off.
yeah.
And they're,
Oh, I thought they were just arms extending.
No.
But it was just.
I cast thaumaturgy. Make my voice very loud.
Okay.
And say, how are you doing that?
Elminster stops floating and looks down at the two of you. Yes, how are you doing that? I'm kidding. Figure it out!
I'm kidding. No answers.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to where Regina was. Because she got lifted up off the ground somehow. And I'm gonna look for the hands to lift me up off the ground.
I'm
Give me a perception
Is
check.
there a button or like a part?
Give me a perception check.
It's like, oh no, boots. You levitate yourself.
Oh god.
That's true.
I need to switch out my
Wow, you're
dice.
high as shit. Like, I've never levitated before. How are they doing that?
You do this all the time.
click the boots together.
3 on 4.
Yeah.
Once you start
You
levitating,
do it.
I'm just gonna grab you.
You see her and she's searching around
Can
the
you
ground
still
for
levitate?
hands.
I think so. I think it's possible.
Olo, you start to lift.
I grab Olo.
How much do you weigh?
Not that much.
Yeah, how much weight are you carrying?
Not that
You're
much.
like 7 feet or something, right?
So?
Dragon.
Oh no.
Olo, how much do you weigh and how much weight
How
is
you
on your
do
person?
it?
Let's find out.
A great question.
202 pounds.
You?
Is what I'm carrying.
You're
Oh.
carrying 202 pounds. You probably weigh
But-
at least that much, too.
But if I throw away my chainmail armor,
No. He can't lift you. There's no way.
but my chainmail armor is
There's no way.
55 pounds.
You don't even wear armor.
Exactly. I just want to throw it away
my
out of my
equipment.
book bag
I'm
or whatever it's
over.
in.
Poop bag.
I'm like 230.
Yeah. No. It's a 500-pound limit on those,
I know,
right?
but come.
Or weight carried is 99, yeah, and I'm 120. I think
And
it
I
is
don't have a
500, but I don't know.
You're only 120?
Yeah.
That's small, dog.
He's thin.
Yeah, I'm like an elf.
Sneak out of the
That's
doors.
like
Super
whipcord
long.
thin. How tall are you?
5'10".
He's a model.
Got like how
I'm-
long?
I think that is wrong. I would say
I'm gonna
I
give you
would
at
be
least
like,
$150.
yeah, I was
At
gonna
least.
say like 180, but that's what it said. in
Yeah,
here.
honestly, maybe closer to that. I'd say somewhere between 150
Oh, I can edit it there.
and
I don't think I typed this
Probably,
stuff
yeah.
in. Maybe I did. I don't know.
I'm 6.5 feet and 200 pounds.
yeah, not
Yeah, I'm gonna say so with my
Dragon grabs
equipment,
onto
it's
your
like
feet and you stop.
280.
Take me with you.
I don't know how.
How do you do it?
My boots.
Oh.
There's no hands under my feet.
You grab it.
Okay.
I let go.
I'm 200 pounds.
Yeah, still too much.
So you're 202.
Oh yeah, I'm
How much are you
Are you
carrying?
280 with my equipment.
Where does it say
You
that?
ain't carrying shit, are you?
No, I only
Is it
carry another
inventory, the
100.
weight carried?
I only can carry another 220.
It's like,
Inventory?
yeah, and it says weight carried like at the top of the list.
The very
rare.
62.5 pounds.
So you're
Plus.
267,
So no.
5, 3 something.
Way too heavy.
She grabs you and you still don't move.
God dang. Cut a leg off.
Let's go.
It's a magical tower! Think thoughts, will it?
I think thoughts.
Literally.
Make an intelligence check. This has like the lowest DC, and you have rolled so badly.
Intelligence, where's my intelligence? Oh wait, I'm looking in the
I
wrong
just
spot.
start picturing myself with wings and picturing.
Also +2. 9.
You start picturing yourself with wings.
Like in my mind, like
Yes.
like
give
I want them.
give me a wisdom check. 9.
9.
You think thoughts. You think over and over in your head the word thoughts.
I'm just like,
Thoughts. I'm thinking thoughts. And
you think
Just
real
straight-
hard.
Straight wisdom.
you start to float. Dry as
We start to float?
as she's lifting up. You're not fully there
I grab her.
on your.
Just trying to hit your eye, man.
she lifts up a little too fast for you to grab hold of her.
Jump.
But as she's going, you recognize a spectral shape under her feet that seems to be lifting her aloft into the air. You don't have. You're struggling to make it out, but it's a word. You see. Thog.
Try you think thoughts?
Thogotus. as it's going up.
Just think thoughts.
What's your wisdom check?
That's a straight wisdom. 10.
You will yourself to be in the air. And it's you have this strange sensation as you're what is your like where do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
Like what is your where are you trying to get? Right? You're looking up at the air, you see Elminster and behind him behind him Regina. They're like at this point probably a few hundred feet above you. Where do you want to be? You're saying I want to get there. You're
I
willing
want to be
yourself.
with the group.
Yeah, where? They're a little bit spread out.
Well, like, just at the end of the group.
As Olo is up there and now Kari literally floating on thoughts. the word is up there. You will yourself to be with the group at the end of the line. And as you're doing that, you squint and focus, and then you just are there. Floating midair. And she starts to float away from you.
But am I still moving?
You willed yourself into a position.
Oh. Am I still floating?
To
You
us,
are?
did he just like appear?
If you look down to see him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was looking
He
down
looks-
at both of them.
So
It's,
he
it's
went
an
past
interesting
me.
shift. Yeah, he's just like on the ground and then just gone and then pops into place right behind Rukari
I do.
as she continues to float behind you all.
Good job. Thoughts.
It was like an instant transmission. Like Dragon Ball Z.
I try to do it again, I guess.
Make a wisdom check.
To get in front of, to get to
Are we racing
right
now?
behind Elminster. Just to see. That's 16.
Shing, shing.
You instant transmission. You are.
After I see
Behind
him do it the
Elminster.
second time, I make sure I'm still wearing my ring. You didn't steal it.
But then I stop,
Yes.
and there's still floating.
So you're behind Elminster, and he's like,
Oh, that's a new one.
Where are we going?
Yeah, in this door here.
And I try to.
Well, yeah, I'm saying yeah.
Okay.
You just you pop up next to the door,
You're
about
so
50 feet
fast.
beyond.
Elminster's like, oh.
Floats up the rest of the way.
It's a new one.
And as you all...
That'll come in handy in battle.
Yes.
We're fighting in this tower. Which I hope not.
You all eventually make your way to the door as Elminster places a hand to it. You see a few runes kind of glow in a circle about his hand, and he just pushes it and opens.
Just through here.
Are there other people staying here?
No.
Where are we?
My home away from home.
This town.
So, like, magic home?
Did you use a wizard's tower?
Yes, more or less. It's not a proper tower, but it's mine.
Okay, so you didn't,
Not a
like,
proper tower.
we didn't, like,
Well, it's
transport to
Yeah.
the tower.
It's pretty
No.
tight.
Yes, we must have
pretty
done.
tight.
Well, no. Yes and no. Sort of separate dimension, plane, but aside from it's a demi-plane. Do you know what a demi-plane is?
Is it like
Think
your
the bag
bag?
of holding.
God damn it!
We're like inside the bag of holding.
No. Concept. Oh no.
That's
drugs.
more of a pocket plane, but close, close.
Trying to slim it.
Yes. It's like a big bag of holding, you dunce. For people.
My only question is, you could have made any of these doors go to anything, yes? Why didn't you make a door at the bottom for us just to go and do it?
Well, I have other doors down there for other things. This one's here. You're awfully whiny for someone staying in my demi-plane.
I have things.
Yes, you're welcome. Go step inside.
It's totally dark through the doorway, by the way. There's no light in there at all right now.
So this is what
I cast light.
Yeah.
the food is?
You cast light outside the door, and there's no light beyond. It's just like a black hole.
I walk in after.
60 feet.
You float into the doorway, and immediately upon crossing the barrier, it lights before you. You find yourself in this open space.
Oh!
And those of you outside the door now that she has stepped in also can see like it. The interior just alights
Nice.
as she steps inside.
Motion sense.
Magic sense. You find yourself in this really simple but finely appointed circular chamber, maybe 30-foot diameter or so. There's plentiful seating, couches, chairs. There are nice soft rugs on the ground. It's lit. These orbs are lining the wall that are just glowing, kind of like a soft white to yellow light. It's a very comfortable, cozy space. And within that circular chamber, you also see a handful, 5 doors, kind of around the circle. This being one.
Go on, the rest of you.
There you go.
I float thusly.
I won't kill you yet. It's a joke. It's a joke. Go on. You all
I
go
think
in.
he could have killed us already if he wanted.
I try to be the
Simply
last
by
one
doing
in
nothing.
after him. Does he wait outside?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
Go on, junkie.
Just wanted to float and do travel.
Don't do your drugs in front of me. Or do. I don't really care.
As you step into the room, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Salty.
Saving throws, I don't have disadvantage on. So that's a 20.
Ooh.
A dirty 20.
And you only gain 1 level of exhaustion,
Oh, Jesus.
as the sharp sugar wears off. Ola steps through the doorway, and you see his shoulders kind of slump a little bit.
And I'm moving
More than they
considerably
already
slower.
There's a floor in this room, I assume.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. You kind of as soon as you sort of float in out of the hallway, you sort of like gravity retakes, and you kind of just.
Hold on,
They're
you
under
need
your
help to chair. Or bed.
Look at love.
Are there beds in here?
That's
Not in this chamber. There are couches and chairs and things. There are other doors around the
I go
side.
lay down on the couch.
That's my couch. Hey, you weren't just dead a minute ago.
Feel free to sit, relax, sleep if you really wish.
As he looks at her,
Out here, as you will, there's sort of a public sitting area. These other doors, sitting, not sitting. These other doors.
Your pipe stem is too big for your mouth.
Yes, well, I need my smoke. These other doors, you'll find a handful of bed chambers. This one here, food. Enjoy.
Hold on, you want any food?
Is there anywhere we can get food?
Yeah, that door. Yeah.
Should I
and one appears in between two of the others.
You doing okay?
I think I just need to get washed up and dressed.
Do you want me to bring you food?
Not in the shower.
Nothing quite like a sour ale.
I've heard tales.
I've had many years to experiment, trust me.
Especially when you got that frosty ring.
I don't have it yet.
I was gonna get it.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Ale here is always cold.
Well, I mean, yes, I'm going to the food room first, anyways. So.
What do you want to do?
I just
No,
found
it's a
something.
wash.
I'm already asleep.
scrubbed up.
Okay.
Clean my wounds.
Yeah, you find a great washing room. It has a nice big deep tub. As you step inside, you start to kind of disrobe, take off your armaments and things, and lay stuff out. At this point, taking notice of the fact that you don't have your chain with you.
You gave me that.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
That's when I helped him stand
Wait,
up.
what? Someone
Oh,
take my
so
fucking
missing?
chain?
When you started the fight in the temple, Rokari took it off of you and kicked it across the floor.
Yeah, and I put it in the bag of holding.
I don't recall that part.
Yeah, it's in the bag of holding.
Are you positive?
Yeah. Hold on.
I think you said you grabbed it before.
Let's check the recordings.
Just right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be so sad.
Okay. All right.
I'm pretty sure
I did.
picked the wheel.
Yeah,
All right.
I
All
rolled it in there.
right.
Actually, really?
Unless you're gonna like replace
I
it
think
with
we
something.
said at first we were gonna kick it across the room, and then you
What'd she
said
say?
don't put it.
They just ruined your idea.
Huh? Yeah, that's fine.
So
You're just
maybe-
gonna have to go back and get it.
Oh, I'm gonna make that donation.
Yeah, awkward. Hey guys.
murdering some of you.
Remember all those ropes and chains we had that blew up?
Do we-
There's one that didn't,
Yeah,
right?
did we leave anything down there besides corpses and blood? No? Okay.
You ever lost and found?
Yeah, this is a bloody train came in the other day. That's mine.
Might be cursed now.
Anyhow, you're disrobing and you're looking around at things. You see a small, like steel. It looks to be steel or iron, maybe, but very well polished orb that's just kind of floating midair above the tub.
It's a camera.
Recording you.
Only scales.
You just hear through the walls. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to.
Making sure you don't pee in the tub.
I'm so dirty.
Oh, I do nothing. Like this.
Do anything? What are you doing?
I was. Are my clothes all fucked up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I have mending. So let's go to mend them as I clean them as I clean myself.
Wash the blood out.
Okay. So right now you're in this washroom, right? There's the tub and there's the orb above it.
Yeah.
No
Is
water
there
in the tub yet.
Oh, there's no water in the
Not
tub?
that you see.
Oh. Probably have to think it.
Yeah, I get in the tub.
Standing there naked, holding your bloody clothes.
I put the clothes in the tub.
Set the clothes down in the tub.
I poke them.
And it goes. It's like a nice wide shower. It's like you're standing in like a really heavy rain.
It's cool.
Got that like
I
rain
enjoy
ceiling shower head.
You do. So you've never
It's
had an
okay.
experience like that before. Typically, like the handful of times that you washed yourself, it's been in like a pond, river on one or two occasions. You've probably washed yourself up, taken a bath or two or whatever, like on your journeys and stuff.
There's water.
And you did the visit the bathhouse recently.
Where's like rain?
But it is warm.
Like warm.
It's like a nice, comfortable
Summer rain.
Not it, like it's currently is kind of like lukewarm.
You could probably
Do you
heat it up.
Yeah,
do you,
just think about it. Or yeah, that too.
Well, if I don't have it.
I
do
know
you
you're used to it.
desire a different temperature?
Oh, that priest.
I don't think hot water would be too comfortable with my wounds. So I'm just gonna leave it as is.
You're resistant.
Scalding hot. Burn away the things.
Just burn away the blood. So you take some time and wash up. As he's doing that, Phil, as you walk into the room that he pointed to for food,
No, follow.
you walk into what appears to be like almost like a miniature banquet hall, right? There's as you walk in, there's not a ton of extra space. It's just kind of a long rectangular room with a long rectangular table at the center and chairs all the way around. And along that table is all manner of everything you could ever want. There are salads and soups and breads and sandwiches and roasts and steaks and desserts, and it's like an unbelievable spread. And it goes kind of like from the point that you enter is sort of the more like appetizer-y stuff, and as you go down, it seems to go through like almost like levels of food course.
Right.
Up until at the very far end, you see all the desserts and pastries and things like that laid out.
I was thankful as I walked, just like, breadsticks, crab bread, stuff. Like, ribs. Chicken wing, fantastic.
It's all delicious. As you chuck the bone behind you, it disappears.
It goes straight for the bread. And then the
What's the
meat.
bread? Yeah.
You were talking about warm bread, I think, last episode.
Yeah.
Yes, it's great bread. It's fantastic.
I'm going to bring some up to Olo. Just set it beside you whenever you wake up.
So normally, like I do the alarm casting around. I'm like, normally I'm sleeping like very much at the ready and like, kind of any noise of opening my eyes, I'm like looking around and very light sleeper. I am fucking assed out, like sprung across the couch, like didn't do the alarm spell, like yeah, exactly. Like dead asleep.
As you guys are doing your thing, Elminster just kind of sits on one of the couches of like there's a few chairs in between him and the one that Ola's laying on, and he's just smoking his pipe. Kind of leans back and closes his eyes. Just chilling.
I am going to search Olo.
So you come back chewing on a piece of bread. Give me let's call a sleight of hand.
Just right in front of.
Looking for those drugs that may be there. I don't
Actually,
know
give me-
exactly
Give
what
me
I'm
stealth
looking for.
before that.
Stealth first. Okay.
As you approach, Elminster's just opens one eye and looks in your direction. Just
keeps the one eye open and watches as you start to rifle through all those pockets. Now go ahead and give me some of your hand.
Alright, I gotta get a different dice though. Crap. These three are going back. Freaking D10. What are you doing there? Let's do the fishing. What am I rolling again?
Sleight of hand.
Right hand. 7.
Although you are awoken from your slumber with a slight start as you feel somebody rifling through your pockets.
I just like lazily try to push the hand away.
And then Palmer, because
Do you
one more
continue?
chance.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop that one. I'll just put his little plate of food beside him.
That's
Yeah,
so
take his
sweet.
drugs and then give him a plate.
It's
First
good
I'm
trait.
sour, then I'm sweet.
Okay. You continue to sleep.
I try. Is that what you said?
What'd you say?
Yeah, I just backed right.
You certainly did. I trust the food was to your liking.
Oh, delish.
Very good.
The best bread. Just the best.
I've just been craving homemade fresh bread. My mama used to
Well.
make.
I'm glad it inspired that thought in you. Truly. Yes. Well, if there's nothing else, have you any more need?
I don't think so. I think we're okay. Do you have any books?
Oh, yes, certainly. Just there.
And you look over to the side of the room. As you look over, you see a shelf at right with books on.
I go run over to the shelf. Just like look at the books.
What do you? Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Anything with adventures or monsters.
Okay, yeah. You go over to the shelf, and at first you see like all these spines, various colors and thicknesses, but no titles. They're just blank. And you go over and you kind of have this idea of what you want in your mind, right? And as you kneel down in front of it to look, you just see titles start to appear along the spines of the books, and you see all manner of like adventure book stories, and for various ages. You can find everything here from like children's books with lots of artistic renderings and things inside, to also more like gritty adult novels and things like that. Your heart's desire. He kind of gets up and walks past you, although.
Donkey.
Walks over to the food room.
Yeah. Young, what is your name? I've got the Falve.
Oh, yeah, we didn't really introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah.
At all. At all.
We didn't have much of a chance.
Eastern one.
Well, he knows you're
Yeah.
Olo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, have you any more needs, desires, or questions?
You're asleep. I admit I am jealous of your establishment here.
Yes.
Um,
But you know,
yes. I do not think I could ask for better accommodations. I have nothing in mind.
I'm glad to see your liking. Work hard, you may be able to do it someday yourself.
Kind of steps away from the room. As you're showering and trying to wash your clothes in the like artificial arcane
door.
rainfall.
Hey!
No, you just hear it.
Oh, murderer!
Huh? What is that?
Murderer.
Murder!
Did he say yo murderer?
Oh!
Oh, ho. You're at home.
I peek my head at the door
Jack
like,
the Ripper.
you talking to me or?
No, the murderer in here. Have you any other needs? Questions?
Do you have a washing machine?
Hopefully none that involve more bloodshed.
Not for right now. Thank you.
Very good. Enjoy your evening.
He approaches the door, still open.
Well,
Just disregard for Gina.
well, she doesn't seem to want to play.
He's sleeping.
Have him sleep here amongst us. I trust you don't need anything. You're weird. Well, good night.
And he steps out into the tube, and the door, as he kind of floats away, just shuts behind him.
I try to find a kid's book that's like really, really short words, pictures. And I put it just outside the bathroom door.
On the floor?
Well, it like leaned up like against the wall. Just right up the door. Oh, here's the phone. Start reading my book.
You start reading. You eventually finish eating.
Yeah.
I assume.
At some point, yes. Then I will clean myself. I go into one of the bed chambers.
Yeah. You try one of the doors on the side, and you find a nice bed chamber, a nice soft bed. There's a handful of them in the room. Snuggle in. You eventually finish bathing. Your clothes are mostly clean. I mean, there are some stains that are just probably not coming out in those things, but like you did okay. Yeah.
Like the stains in your soul.
You eventually, I assume, redress.
Yeah.
And as you
Just walks around.
I go into the food room, but
as you open the door first, you do see kind of like on the floor, you kick it as you start to step, like you knock over a book on the ground.
pick it up.
It looks to be like kind of the caliber that you have been working on your letters and things with Regina.
And look around, see the bookshelf, and just kind of like tuck it under my arm and walk to the dining room.
You walk over there and see all the things as I described earlier. Quite the spread.
Unfortunately, I have no evidence. Too much blood. So I kind of just get a little bit of soup and try to start reading that by myself to see if I can.
Tomato soup.
Just a little, something to soothe the soul,
Some
you
red
know?
soup.
Chicken noodle soup.
Take a light bowl of soup and just kind of,
Something light.
nice and brothy, and it's got like a nice like savory, just kind of warming flavor to it. And you just sort of sip at your soup as
Try
you
to
start
picture how
flipping.
Dragon mouth work. It's just not like.
I think this is kind of like a channel, right? The bottom. It just sort of like runs down.
Just pour it in this point.
He rolls his tongue a little. And
Yeah. Like a dog, just like.
well, I was thinking like he pours it on the tongue. And
It's a funnel. It's not good.
Jesus Christ.
Does it read the book looking distinguished like? Oh yes.
My God. But yes. You it's very slow going. There are still words that you don't fully know. You're kind of at the point where you've got enough that, given enough time, you do get at least the gist
So I need.
of this very, very simple children's book.
Between the pictures and the
Yeah.
words you can't read.
You still got some lessons to
I
go
know who the
before
main
you
character is.
before you.
The big red dog.
And just as a reminder, I am tracking your progress towards learning to read both languages. So
And
you just gotta remember to call out lessons and stuff.
Okay.
I mark all that now.
does this count as a lesson? I'm trying.
You're alone right now.
I know.
This is, I mean, it's sort of practice,
Progress,
but
right?
it's
Not learning anything
at
new.
the stage that you're at. Yeah, this is not enough to like further your education by yourself.
I was in the living room reading.
I'm too proud of it. I'm comfortable with reading.
You're too new.
You don't know I can.
Yeah, I do. They literally told us.
Oh, yes. So.
This is why I try to kill you.
Not too bad. I'm trying to kill you.
Because I made several attempts to do different things. They're like, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Count.
Okay.
I am also before bed at some point. Take a break from my reading and try again to make a rabbit foot necklace.
Okay.
With my jeweler's tools now.
But you are not proficient with them, correct?
No,
Okay. So
practicing.
yes, I mean that will help your DC, just not the roll.
I think this is the second or third time I've tried.
So give me, let's call it, and dexterity check.
So if I roll better than I've been rolling all night. Nope. 8.
You managed to fashion one. It's real rough looking. It's kind of like, you think maybe like this foot in particular, you maybe didn't cure properly when you were, doing the lot, because you had like 8 or something, right? How many did you actually end up walking away with? You think this one during that process you didn't quite preserve adequately. As you kind of like puncture the hole and you like run the line through and stuff, you tie it, and as you go to like cinch it, it just sort of cuts through rotten flesh. Like you didn't, you like missed the bone, which you were aiming for at the center, right? And it not being adequately preserved, it just sort of cuts through like the rotten flesh on the outside, which then reveals to you that it is pretty gross.
I'm gonna toss that one.
In the magic tower.
You say, you toss it behind you, and
Is it disappear? Like the food?
we'll say Jariah, as he's off kind of flipping through the book and drinking his soup, you notice her toss this rabbit's foot behind her as she's like not happy with it. Clearly, she just tosses it over and it hits the wall and just vanishes.
Okay. Okay, this is one more rabbit foot I lost.
This just means she's gonna kill more rabbits.
She probably still has 6 feet.
Okay, yeah, I do.
She's a rabbit serial killer. Just keeping trophies.
Hey, I used the rest of them by eating them. So let's go to this. Binge lessons.
Any additional plans for the evening before sleep? You all eventually make your way to your various bedchambers or couches as you wish and get some shut-eye. for most of you, it's a dreamless sleep. You have had a trying afternoon. Exhausted, beaten, bloodied. You're just knocked, much like Olo. Although Olo, your sleep is not dreamless. It's fucking strange.
Oh.
You got like, it's like a fever dream. Rampant, strange images. You get like flashes of like when you thought it was the drugs, like when you were seeing them floating in the tower and like the portal open up and shit like that. You like have flashes of those memories, but you see like things twisted. Like when you like look to Jiraiya in the tower and say like, oh, I think maybe I've done too many drugs today. Do you see them flying? As you look at him, his face is like contorted. Sort of how you saw in the blood, those faces that popped out that had like the crazy, like exaggerated smiles. It's like a twisted, like, twisted, crooked, elongated, like strange smile with all these like lines of pointed teeth as he's like looking at you as you ask him the question. It's fucked up. You're not loving it. Jiraiya, your sleep is restful but difficult as you are plagued by visions of the atrocities committed earlier in the day. Your mind troubled in the knowledge that though had you had entire control over your faculties, you would not have committed those things. In the moment, your will was twisted such that the will of the blade, as those things happened, was your will. That even if it was only in the moment, you enjoyed it. Struggling with that. And it eventually passes. In the morning, you're all awoken.
Before they wake up, since I went to bed earlier, I would like to
Do some drugs.
You have
Wake
2
up
levels of
first.
exhaustion, sir.
I know. Can I roll for waking up from fever dreams?
Give me a Constitution check.
So you have to fail.
Well, I'm gonna be at disadvantage on it.
Still. Don't you want to fail?
No, I don't. I want to wake up. I don't know what wake up means, but it's a 12. At disadvantage.
I'm gonna say no. I think on that one. You are all awoken simultaneously. Wake up! It's the morning. You're done. Get up.
You're done.
Done?
Fuck out.
Sleep is over.
Breakfast?
Oh, if you must. Yes.
I'm ready to
Dear gods. She's hungry.
come out with like some muffins. Like a whole plate full.
I grab it.
And they want some muffins.
There's a food room?
There's a whole food room. They got fresh bread,
Yes, there is, drunker.
meats,
That looks strangely dry.
all courses. Like
If you need some
fancy
coffee.
feast. Do you want?
Oh, yes.
Do you need like greasy, like hangover food?
Yes.
Do you have any him?
So I get some food. I trust you all slept soundly.
Yes.
Well, that's because you're a drunker.
I go get biscuits. I love biscuits.
Okay. You over time. Make your way to the food room, get some food.
I would take like 5 biscuits and just like put them in like share pouch. See
Share
that
pouch
later.
of biscuits.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I like it.
Okay, you put your biscuits in the pouch.
Experiment.
Sure. As you all
I'll make a wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw?
Yeah.
So I don't have disadvantage.
So I get a long rest? 14.
14? You're fiending something off. As you're kind of in there, you and Felv are kind of picking up food.
Mm-hmm.
Start to get the, like...
And do a line off the table.
There's like staring at each other. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you looking at me like that?
Weird guy.
Take honey and put on the biscuit.
Slather some jam on there.
Most overtly sexual breakfast ever.
I try to head towards the other end of the table.
Still eating biscuits. But really confused why you're staring at me.
And then, of course, I attempt
Sleight of hand.
bend down and do some tricks. I dropped a biscuit.
Yes.
Straight or disadvantage? Just sleight of hands.
Disadvantage. It's an
Yeah.
ability check.
Ability check.
Woof. That'd be a 3 plus 12.
3 plus 12? Or
No,
3?
12.
Also, what is your
Okay.
passive perception?
12.
12?
Oh, shit.
So you see Olo like feign fumbling his muffin. He goes, oh.
Powdered double.
He brushes off his shirt and leans down to pick it up. And you see him on the way back up. You caught it.
Muffin's real
You
good.
caught it.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be like, I told you I did. Okay. That's me, it's also useful.
Throw him down.
Biscuit. I think I made a thing.
You know what?
Not until you tell me. Oh, I realized that was not a question. Jughead.
Do I remove my 1 point of exhaustion for doing tricks?
Yes.
How sneaky were you? Did I see you do it?
I mean, I'm
We're in a
only.
different room.
Yeah, we're the only ones in the room, but he did see me do it. I was not very sneaky because I had disadvantage.
But also beautiful.
I gave you the tricks. You have them.
Yeah, I was about to say. He's still trying to lie to
You're gonna
you.
keep lying to me now? I'm right here, I saw you.
This was just a powdered.
You had a biscuit.
You look down in your hand. It is indeed a biscuit.
With jelly on it.
Yes.
Is that a powdered biscuit?
It's getting lame brain.
I've got it on.
I didn't ask. This sounds like your guilty conscience. I grew up in taverns. That's why I asked you if the highs were worth the lows. Apparently they are.
Not really, but I can't.
This sucks. Let me know how that goes for you.
You finished your breakfast.
Yes, well. Is that all you really needed from me? Separate you from the blade and ask me about Alec?
Yeah, outside of this, he's not the same person we needed to talk to about the other thing, right?
That's Edward. That's what I was just about to ask about.
Right?
Do you know Edward?
About the black.
Yes.
Yeah. I do. And a member of the Enclave?
We were told he might be able to help us with Negan. But he
Interesting.
has a lot of connections. But that he also might turn us in.
Turn you in.
Yes.
For what?
Bothering him.
Besides murder, I mean. No, I'm just playing. It was a joke. And bothering him, turn you in.
Do you think you could make a introduction
turn you
and
in.
vouch for us?
What turn you in for bothering him? What does that mean?
Well, he seems like an important man not to be bothered.
What am I?
I really don't know.
Well,
Public servant.
not a donkey.
Jab, jab, jab.
I gave up the tricks.
Sure you did. You can tell.
The pupils are big.
Yeah. Dilated.
I'm much more awake.
You're a snake.
I've never heard of like where snake before.
Keep it in its cage. I mean, unless he had it out for you, turning you in for doing no more than bothering him, I don't think that'll go very far.
Do you think he has a lot of connections?
Oh, yes. Of course. So do all in the Enclave. You don't get there for no reason.
Could you help us with Lincoln?
Well, technically, yes. Will I? That's another matter. Why would I? That's the question I have for you.
He's poison to the people.
Agreed?
And you said you are for the people.
Yes. Generally.
His power is growing too much.
It seems he's got a stranglehold on this whole region, not just this city, but
Many things, many things.
Kalamar.
Kalanara.
What's the weird just telling you things you already know? Smart.
Pardon? What?
I said we were just telling you things you already know.
Yeah, only partially. My knowledge of the MPI is largely surface level. They trade in secrets, yes. Blackmail. Whatever suits their ends, whatever makes them money, I suppose.
If you knew this, why didn't you tell Vergalord?
Well, about the MPIs.
You didn't know of them.
Why should I?
They're
Again,
inherently bad.
yeah, you said that you have a love for the people, that you want.
In general, yeah. Most. Yeah, as a group. Individuals I struggle with. As you know. Okay. What it really comes down to is I'm a busy man, and frankly, the MPI is just not quite in my pay grade, I suppose, if you want to put it that way.
And you're saying like,
But at a lower level than
oh,
the Enclave. I suppose that's why you're struggling with it. Eastern Wind level, I guess. Level 8, perhaps.
so we're like level 8. What level are you?
100.
I'm beyond level. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you think you could help?
Well,
Or do you
again,
have
technically, yes.
advice?
Would you help us talk to him? Yes, or give us advice?
Talk to him.
Advices.
Advices. Multiples. Many advices. You should read more books. You asked
will
about
read.
them.
I will
Well,
read
then read more.
books. I am a very good reader, just not the best speaker.
Yes.
Yeah, I know 2 languages. Or more.
Very impressive.
Or more.
Or more.
3! 3. I know 3 languages.
You forgot one temporarily. Happens to the best of us.
I mean, not many people speak Goblin.
Well, I suppose that's true. Though I don't.
The goblins.
Got something on.
I'm just like,
Start cussing out and gobble. You'll never know.
Now, help you talk to him. Nah, I think you can handle it. Advices? What sort of advices?
like, what would you suggest dealing with these empty eyes?
He blows a green ring of smoke.
Like, we were told, because there's the 3 in power to try to somehow get them together, and
3 in power, you say?
there's Negan, he's top, and then he's got the right and left hand. They are the ones that control other cities.
I see.
To take care of them all at once.
Which other cities?
It was Kalanara and Australia.
Oh, that's a ways off. How you plan to get them all in one spot?
That's what I asked.
Well, it wasn't. But now it is. Interesting. Well, I don't think a threat is enough. From what you say, Negan certainly got enough manpower in the city that he won't need to call his lieutenants. He'll just kill you here.
Party?
Pardon?
Party?
Party.
She wants to throw him apart.
Invite them to the party.
A birthday party.
They will never suspect.
Well, you've got the drugs for it.
We invite you to a drug party. Would you like 2 drugs?
Well, it doesn't have to be a drug party, specifically. Typically, when there are drugs, it's at parties. That's all I'm saying. Or when there are parties, there are drugs at them. I'm old. Now, maybe, if you're particularly creative, and you can give them a good enough reason to all attend the party, but I suppose that still gives you the problem of the reason. How do you get them all in one place? And once they're at a party, how do you guarantee there aren't other people there who will kill you when you try to kill them? A party's usually got a lot of folks, and if they're leaders of a big criminal organization, chances are there will be other criminals in their organization at the party. So, by logic,
We're gonna fight 150 people.
exactly. Bad plan. You suck.
Give the sword back to Jiraiya and tell them to take it away.
Who's next?
Take care of them.
Who's wasn't well thought out? What have you got? Anybody else? Junkie?
My plan was Evard, the Black.
Evard the Black. And what was your plan with Evard? He's not a plan, he's a man. Might be a man with a plan.
That's what I was hoping.
I see.
How
He
about
seems to have a lot of connections, maybe.
Connections, yes, not the helping type. You know, I said Mark's not
connections.
selfish. Evard is.
How
How
about
could we persuade him to help us?
Offer him something of value to him.
What's valuable to him?
Certainly not money.
Power.
Yes,
Cursed swords.
potentially. Although I would rather not see that going to Evard's hands, if I'm being honest. That would be mildly concerning.
What about the hands of the
Information, perhaps. He's. Although, if you have anything particularly dangerous to know. I'm not sure he'd be the person you'd want to know. But could use it to persuade him if you're willing to take the risk. Theoretically, on that front, though, in the way of information, these empty eyes trading it, don't they? They get the power from it, don't they? They blackmail with it, don't they? Perhaps get them something big, something they can't ignore, something that gives them a leg up on someone or something they don't have. Maybe it's big enough to call in the lieutenants. Maybe it's big enough to make a serious play.
It's a good idea.
Do you know what Negan is?
What, nigga?
Yes, he is a changeling of some sort.
Oh,
And if you do know what he is, do you know what weaknesses they have?
well, depends. Is he actually a changeling?
We've
Or a
seen him.
doppelganger?
We've seen him change into other things.
Other repeatable
Forms.
or
Races
creatures.
That fits many creatures.
Many creatures.
At one time, he had no features at all.
Describe.
It was a face with no face.
Minor illusion. What he looked like when he was trying to be creepy and back in his regular.
Very strange. It's kind of looks similar to. I've seen creatures in the abyss with similar features. Can't say specifically what he is, but. Well. Looks disgusting.
I agree.
So he's not even from this plane.
I can't say for certain. I'm just seeing similarities. I need to spend some time with him. Convince him to answer a question or two, maybe dissect him. I'm only half kidding.
I was like,
So if
You
you
help
just
us
want to go
take
ahead and do
him
that,
Yeah.
go ahead and do that. Let me know what you find.
Dissect.
Then he could be ordered to dissect.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure I actually want to do that. The kidding half is winning out. Gross. But interesting. Maybe I do.
do you know anybody
I'll tell
that
you what
would
else.
be our pay grade? Or his pay grade?
How do you mean?
That would like help us. You said you're he's like, what you say? Small eggs in a basket.
I believe she is looking for potential allies we can approach with this.
Well, you've already got some friends in the city, have you not?
Not really.
Well, Vergalo is a pretty big one.
He is. He's more the go do that and let me know how it goes kind of guy.
I see. Have you acquired any other allies in town?
No.
Not really.
Absolutely.
Mostly enemies.
You've met some people who would probably, you could ask at least, who didn't try to kill you.
I can't recall.
Yikes.
I mean, people from the inn.
Yeah.
Around all the inns.
Right,
They're like
I do
this.
know a couple bartenders. They're thinking dropping
Happy
some
Jack.
volcanoes.
But
Happy
she's not
Jack.
There's a
happy with
gnome
this.
that's a little horny for you.
Yeah.
Give me an intelligence check.
Who?
Your dad.
Who? That motherfucker doesn't know me.
Anyone, feel free to give me an intelligence check.
No.
Everybody.
Mine's
Five.
at disadvantage.
2.
Natural 20.
Really?
Thank God.
Oh.
I got
For a total of 20.
exciting.
Mine wasn't it.
Correct. I mean, you mentioned Happy Jack. Theoretically, that's a possibility. I mean, whether or not that friendship will, hold up to those standards, who knows? Maybe if you're convincing. You recall, I mean, there's Burgalore or the Crow Prince as a possible ally. You've been working with him. You recall that when you guys did the fighting pits, you met somebody that was from...
with Regina.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot.
What was her name?
From what?
From the Tree of Life. The World Tree.
Oh,
Yes, somebody from Regina's original home, remembered only in dreams to her at present. Who Regina, at you mentioning this, would recall, said she would stick around town a little longer in case she needed help with anything.
So long ago.
I can't think of anyone else. Most people
Valora
don't
Green
like
Breeze.
Indeed.
Oh, there it is.
I mean, there are other possibilities, but they're probably a little. You in particular probably would probably not make the connection to them as possibilities.
Okay.
But I mean, there are many potential allies. It really just depends on how you. I'm not him right now. It depends on whether or not you try and how you go about it and how lucky you are.
I have some ideas, but I can't talk about it.
Maybe we
I
should
know, why
have
didn't we talk less?
water tea.
I mean,
I'll tell you what I'll do.
it's crying.
You ask for help. You say it's in the people's interest. And, you'd be right. You'd be right. Here's my advice. Get them all in one place. Alone. Not in a party. Get them in a room. Gather what allies you can to help keep the room isolated. Right? Well, naturally, they're all leaders of a large organization. The second they're in trouble, they're going to call for assistance, are they not? So, gather what allies you can to guard the door, so to speak.
Magically?
Well, physically. If you have those capable of battle among your potential friends, I'll contribute a bit of magic to the cause. But whatever room you're in, you're gonna need some friends outside the door, keeping the mob at bay while you deal with the head of the snake. Huh?
Yes. What if we find some information out and convince Negan after, being pressed into his service and doing some jobs for him, gaining a little bit of trust, present some information that he might be able to take to the Emperor and replace Spy Song with the Emptiness.
Well, that's rather big.
You just said Spice on in front of somebody else.
am I?
Son of a bitch.
Two questions!
Tell us what.
I'm going back to the food room.
What do you know?
He just shakes his head and walks away.
What do you
Have
know
a piece of fruit.
Put it in your.
Two questions. One. How do you know Spy Song, boy? Be honest. Don't care. I know it's hard for you.
Came up during those tense conversations with Virgilor Long.
Virgilor told you.
Roll
It came
perception.
up.
But I already knew all about that shit.
No.
Yes. Oh, I'm still adding things. 22.
I'm unconvinced. Maybe. If the long-bloomed child is dumber than I thought. All right. Let's say you're telling the truth. And Virgilor's an idiot. That being the case, what information do you have that could install the empty eyes in place of Spicer? That could allow Negan to overtake our current spy master and the long-standing organization.
Well, I don't want them to really happen. I just want them to think it's a possibility so that he joins up as lieutenants.
And what are you going to tell him to convince him it's possible?
That we have information on what's going on up north.
What information?
Now, if
It's
I
got to
reveal
be
that,
big.
yes, we'll think of something.
And even then, I'm not sure I believe that is capable of making that big a swamp. Even then, would he want it?
You have to think he wants more power.
But that would put him in service to the Emperor.
Maybe we could forge a letter and say we intercepted it somehow, in our travels or when we were killing him.
Mailman.
Maybe we came upon
We have a
Mail-
letter
them.
that we could use.
Have you?
We do.
And that would make it more believable.
I think it does.
What letter? You okay?
No offense, but I don't know where your allegiances lie in.
Oh,
I would like this plan to work.
with the realm, as I said.
Yes. Which one?
This one? Well, wait. This one's mine. That one out there. With the people.
How do you think the people are being treated?
Well, depends on where you are. Who specifically you're talking about? Who are the ones being treated and who are the treaters?
Yes.
On the whole, not terribly, although there are sections of folk who are, well, in rather poor state. Take your scaled friend, for instance. The plight of his people is rather, well, sad. Sickening, to be honest. Would you not agree, Scaleskin?
I see to it with that. Do you have any
I wouldn't
advice
mind
for that?
helping. Pardon?
So do you have any advice for that?
Well, that's a rather large undertaking. No. Civil
you-
War, maybe?
Are you friends with the
You might have
Emperor?
that.
It seems on the
Take
horizon.
advantage.
So you have no love for the throne?
Well, the throne or the people on it. Person.
The person on it.
Well, love is a strong word. I feel that for very few people.
Do you have a relationship with his son?
I know the boy. Relationship, a strong word. He's the Emperor's son. It would be unwise for a servant of the realm to deny him an audience. Yeah, in my best interest, I suppose, to at least hear the boy out. And I'm glad I did. Said he had something interesting for me. He was right. He was right.
Do you trust him?
The boy? The burglar? Well, no. But that's not really his fault. He's a Longbloom.
Never
So you don't trust the Longbloom?
Never trust him.
In general, no. But, to be fair, that's generally my stance about most people in power. Most people have got lots of money and lots of influence, ability, such as myself. Frankly, hard to trust. You probably shouldn't. Not really selling myself very well here, but you see my meaning. If I wanted to, I could probably eviscerate you with the snap of a finger. Hard to trust someone like that. Huh?
Luckily, we're only level 8. Below your level.
Ah! Very good, Junkie.
Right. We small eggs in basket.
Sure. Now for the throne. Well, I care for the people it's supposed to serve. My gripe is that I feel as though it hasn't served the people as well as it probably should for quite some time. Let's say I understand where Southamptons are coming from.
Are you a sympathizer?
Well, officially, no. Can't be. Wouldn't bode well.
No, it wouldn't.
Off the record, I see where they're coming from. Longblooms have been on the throne for, well, the entire time. Not as it was supposed to be. I've been alive longer than a Vath. I saw the boy grow. Got greedier as he went, and since taking the throne, that hasn't changed.
Can I insight check? 15.
You don't sense deception. You don't get like a total read on him, but you don't notice any like telltale signs of lying or anything.
I pull out the letter that Magdalena gave us for safe passage.
Okay. He looks at it.
Yeah. Friend of the Lunabank girl, huh?
And Winmore.
And Woodmore. I thought you knew more than you were saying.
He hands it back.
And though I let it go at the time, now it comes up. Come on. Tell me, Junkie, what do you know?
I believe we've been in touch with them so much. Jiraiya has. With Winmore. No.
I'm walking out of the food room now with like a plate of pancakes. Just like,
just talking about Magdalena and Winmore.
I'm not sure if I should go back.
The conversation has progressed apace. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We're discussing your lies. Go on.
It seems that it seems that there will be civil war, and that the crown was asking anyone to tell Virgil or Longbloom about it.
There will be civil war. That's quite a,
Also, Virgil already knows
knows
Yeah.
what?
that there will be civil war.
Why would there be civil war? You can't just say there will be civil war.
The forces are moving in tandem.
How do you mean? They are going to backfire.
I think they're going beyond there.
Why?
We don't have all the details yet, but do you think this would be enough information
Where are they going?
to the wastes?
The shifting waves.
Yes.
I shove a muffin in
Blueberry.
It's not powder, not food.
hungry.
Do you think that would be enough information for the MDIs to take on Spy Song? Also, Spy Song, the Emperor tried to have Magdalene.
My real name's not Cove. What else you want to know?
Give it there.
They're all set.
I've been thinking about
I
it.
know, me too the whole time. I'm waiting.
That's why I wanted to wake up early, is to talk to Malik and see if he would be okay.
Wow.
But I didn't say that.
The Emperor tried to have Magdalena killed, and you know this.
That's how we know Spy Song. We found the Circle of Blood, who killed her father.
Mm-hmm.
We found the contract for it, and I take out the translated
You still have that?
contract,
Oh.
the translated one.
Huh. I don't
know if we have the
letter from
original.
Spy Song.
Didn't you copy it down?
She took the
We
original.
copied it.
I
Yeah,
know.
I don't think we took the original.
No,
I think we left the original in the drawer.
Correct.
we just you did the cipher.
Didn't she keep the copy you made with her?
Oh, maybe.
Unless you made another one. I don't know. I forgot.
No, okay. I don't know. It's been too long. We'll say no. We'll just say I just have the letter from.
So Spy Song placed a hit on August, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Magdalena enlisted you to root out.
Yes.
Who
Yes,
it
Lord.
was, try to figure it out, investigate.
And then
We led back to the Circle of Blood and we found a contract from Spice.
Thus your past run-ins with the Circle of Blood as mentioned yesterday.
Yes, yes.
Intriguing. So, you know something very dangerous to know about the throne?
A lot.
Which is how
Some might say
Olo
too much.
gained his trust.
So, you were lying earlier about it coming up in your conversation with Virgil.
I just met you. That was a lot to tell you. I also still just met you.
Also did come up in this conversation.
And he also
He did.
slips a lot when he's on drugs.
It came up in that conversation and it didn't kill you.
You didn't.
Interesting.
He is one of the knights that we almost all died. Yes.
What?
Every night we almost died. He was one of the knights.
He almost killed you.
You know exactly why.
We told him we knew of Spice One.
You told him you knew of Spy Song, and we were held at guard points while you were
Whoa.
interrogated.
And he didn't go through with it. Why?
I don't know what happened in there under that desk, but it must have been good.
Did he have drugs, Junkie? Did you do what you had to?
Yes.
Has he mentioned anything about Virgular being the Crow Prince, or has he only said Crow or Virgular?
He's only referred to him as Virgil. Long
That's
broom.
what I want to know.
Long broom. Long broom.
Long broom. That's their cousins.
So why then did he not have you murdered?
He wants us to work for him to take out Negan, to take out the drugs in the city.
And apparently, Olo decided to do that all by himself.
Him and his
One
nose.
little bit of the drug at the time.
One nostril at the time.
That's a much more noble than I expected from a long room.
This is also why we have a brick of drugs.
We needed proof.
They were not purchased, they were evidence
He must trust you quite a bit.
for some reason.
He said he'd heard of us before. Well, no, before he joined.
And you
He's
say you've been helping him.
he is quite noble, but he's worried his efforts are for naught.
Likely. What?
Insight check.
With what?
Just seeing if you put anything together by.
Said not.
Ah.
He feels because of his family name, his wings are clipped.
I see.
We're gonna sit down.
Natural 20.
Yeah.
Natural one.
Ooh.
I can't think.
And you're not at disadvantage right now, right?
No, the drugs.
Before the IC, you notice him taking just an extra beat. So far in this conversation, his responses have been fast. Like his gears are always going. He's always thinking. He's always like a step ahead in the conversation. He's ready with what to say. After those little drops, you kind of
Like he's trying to put the pieces together, or like he knows, like that we know.
Something that he doesn't.
Does he know who Virgil Long is, that he's the Crow Prince, or does he?
hard to say.
That's it.
Even with an 80-20, hard to say that. But you saw his mind working.
Well, you've had my advices. Mm-hmm. So you're going to give Negan information about these alliances that you presume will result in war. Yes?
I think just hopefully giving him the information won't lead to a war. Hopefully we'll be able to stop that information before it ever gets to the Emperor. But I'm hoping that the offer of some kind of information like this might bring him and his other
To gather his
lieutenants to plan a takeover. And then we can take them out.
Do you think the Lumblums utilize MTIs for information?
Unlikely. I can't say no for certain, but unlikely. The throne wields spy some. They have little need for criminals.
So does Spy Song also deal in information?
Spy some is the personal spy in the name network for the throne. They are information. They gather it, and it goes directly to the top.
Are they on like a whole other like pay grade compared to MTI? Because
Yes.
they work for the throne and stuff.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
Okay, insight check to see if he's my son.
Tweet, tweet, motherfucker.
Go ahead.
So poor.
I want to ask him first before just outing him, because just because he's like not with the Emperor doesn't mean he's not a fucking lich.
Didn't he tell us about this guy?
Malik
Remember
or
this guy?
you think Elminster's a lich?
I mean, we don't know.
Everybody's a lich. Every magic user you meet is a lich.
We don't know.
Or a dragon.
We just met him today.
And we shouldn't tell them about the conference either, because that might
I
prove
agree
that we're
with that.
untrustworthy.
I agree with that. If we can't keep it a secret, then
I wanted to.
But we're
Y'all are
fucking
in the
just
middle
see
of a
if he knows.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't be having this conversation.
Well, that would certainly be enticing information to anybody. I imagine Negan included. That's the sort of stuff I'm talking about. I might get them all in one place. It's pretty big. Certainly got me going.
Boner check.
Roll perception.
Hey, I get a +5. No, I get advantage because I'm high.
Well, I'll offer you one more piece of advice. That's pretty fucking big. Be careful.
I just don't know how we dangle it without spilling it all.
Well, you may need to spill it all. Take the risk. But before you do, make sure it's damn worth it, because if it doesn't pay off, a lot of people could die, including you.
If we said anything, wouldn't it hurt effort?
That's why I don't want it to get back to the throne. I don't want the best way. I don't know how we do this, but the best way would be to only tell Negan and then have him gather and bring us into his plan to, take out Spy Song or to take over and give this information to the Emperor, and then we kill them before that happens. I just don't know how to do that.
I think we
could easily just be thrown into a pit by Negan and tortured for the information.
Right.
I don't know how we...
I think you have to give it to him.
If we are, loose tie.
He needs to believe he can trust you. Eh? If you dangle it, don't give it to him outright. That trust is broken, as you said. He'll probably poke and prod and get it anyway. So,
I'm just worried if we give it to him and I guess he's normally deals with secrets, so this probably won't happen, but I just don't want it to get out throughout his organization and then find the way back to the Emperor anyways.
Well, one doesn't get to be the head of an organization that trades in secrets by spilling them willy-nilly. They lose their value, right?
I wonder if in their organization, maybe Spy Song was already there.
Could be. Probably.
Also possible. Could be plans. See? Use your will. I say give it to him. Well, if you're sure it's worth it.
How you mentioned you could magically help us when the time comes. How?
From afar. Can't be seen to be involved. You understand? But if you have your friends outside the door, physically or otherwise, but probably physically, you don't want the mob murdering you while you're murdering their leaders. I'll offer them a bit of enhancement. Eh? For your door guards, while you deal with the problem inside. The better to help them keep you from being murdered. Or them from dying trying to keep you from being murdered.
Sounds logical.
Hey.
Any help is appreciated.
I think we should probably.
Do you think we could be double agents and go, since we know about Spy Song, we know Avard as the head, was the previous head. Could we go to him and
Do you now?
notify Avard that
You hadn't said that.
the MTIs are looking to make a play to oust Spy Song and get their help destroying the MTIs?
It's a big accusation. And a lie at that. Evard will likely see through it. But again, Bob's your uncle. You want to take a risk? Take a risk. You could die.
Yeah. He might also look into what the information is.
We almost die every day anyway, so.
Yes, we make a lot of bad decisions.
Indeed. I would say lying to Evard is probably a higher risk than giving Negan the truth. But, do as you will. One way I'll help you don't guard, the other way I'll scry on you one day and probably see corpses. Yeah.
How do we contact you when it's time?
Well, presumably you'll need to contact your other friends. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Make the rounds. You look like a holy sort. Yes?
Yes.
Can you magically message? Well, there you have it. Problem solved. You should know that. What you can do. Or have you forgotten, junkie?
He didn't forget about his own roots.
Your mind is slipping into the dark wastes of the abyss of sharp sugar. Junkie? Well,
Oh, last piece of advice is, do you know if there is like way to see or determine if like someone like Ethan is
Huh?
masquerading
Someone like
again? It's like, another person, like to see
Who he
through
really
it.
is.
depends on what manner of ability it is that's letting him change shape. Is it physical? Magical?
You said you.
You know about shapeshifters or what he is?
Some?
Was it physical, magical?
I don't know what he
It
is.
changes per the thing, I believe. But we
Regina.
asked earlier.
Can you show him what we've seen? Oh, she wasn't there, was she?
No, you showed me his
No, she's in
natural
the library.
form. I don't
Okay,
know what
yeah,
he
that's
is.
The leading thought was something potentially abyssal.
Well,
Potential.
I've seen similar characteristics in creatures from below.
Is that right? Can you detect abyssal things? Could be fiends, would it not?
Oh, I can.
Or fiends from hells.
Doesn't guarantee he is from there.
Right.
But
Yes.
perhaps he's some kind of odd half-breed. The result of twisted fuckers fucking the fucked.
So if it
This should be a
is
book.
like creature
Am I right that?
based, like, you know how like I can turn into a werebear, like things like dispelling magics and stuff would not work. But if it is magic based
If it's a physical transformation, no.
rather than like glamour,
Correct. That's the question. Is it magical? Or biology?
so maybe we should just grow up everything that you see and see it.
Yes, let's go cast spells at strangers. Well, let's make it 9 days of potential murders.
Yes, yes. If it's biological, well, no. If it's magical, theoretically, it could be dispelled.
What if you had the power to see through things? Could you see through even biological or?
Well, if it's biological, there's nothing to see through. If it's magical, yeah, true sight. That would do the trick. If you could attain it. Some powerful artifacts and potions might grant it for a time.
I wonder if the magic user in the shop, if he could enchant like some sort of glass or something to do that. I mean, it might take a long while.
I have an item. But only once.
True sight. Indeed. Oh,
Like once ever.
well, best not to waste it on a biological change. Although I suppose it would, let you know for certain if you saw nothing.
Yeah, but we wouldn't know it's him.
Indeed. If it's biological. Well, once you give Negan the information, presumably after he, well, I doubt he'll ever really trust you, but once he at least believes you've been brought to heel, to at least some degree, if he calls a meeting with his lieutenants as a result of the information, let me know. Let your friends know that they need to be outside when the meeting takes place. And I'll make sure they have some help. You do what needs to be done. Have you had your fill of advices?
Yes, thank you.
Very good. And you? Have you had your fill of soft sugar? No.
Okay.
Right. No, back to the Maria then, yes?
Yep.
All right. Anything to reclaim in the old temple that took us out in a hurry?
Maybe we could send anonymous donation. Like, none of us really go there.
They took the job. It's their fault.
I think we should not.
Did you say it's their fault?
I said they knew they're getting into it. It's their fault. They planned it.
They planned to be murdered.
They kind of did.
Huh.
They chose the amount of people. They knew what they were getting
They
into.
Remember what I was saying about perspective?
Right.
That's an interesting one.
But I still think that we should go and talk to them and see how they're doing.
Like, small.
Sorry.
Small
Try it.
talk.
I don't
do you
think we
speak
want
to
to.
the dead?
This is why we keep making enemies. I don't think we need to make enemies of the temple.
Are we allowed to say why, like, that it was you that helped as well? Came to rescue? Or do you want to be kept out?
Sure. Why not?
I didn't know if they, like, saw you. Like,
I'm pretty sure
transport us
everyone in
away.
that room saw me. Many of them probably know who I am already.
Okay. So that probably helps smoothing over. If they know, like, you know,
Yes.
he didn't kill us.
I did mildly insult them as I took you away.
Yes.
Although, I did also save them from a sure death at the same time. So, net positive.
Alright. Do you want to just head back there or head elsewhere?
To the magic shop.
Yes, we need to go there too. Let's go to. It's still early in the day. We just had breakfast. Let's go to the temple and see how they're doing on that. To the magic shop.
I'd go to the
Maybe we. Can you put us just outside the temple and try it? Maybe.
I will
disguise.
stay with Freya. Maybe. Don't do any tracks while you're in there, Olaf.
Why do you want to disguise yourself?
It's
Besides the obvious, you're a dragonborn. You wouldn't be the first of your kind. I know who goes around disguised.
Just, I guess, an elf.
An elf. What? No, I didn't say what do you want to be disguised as.
Oh,
I said why do you want to disguise yourself? Besides the fact that you're a dragonborn and there's those others of you I know that do the same. But why you?
because I murdered their priests.
Fair.
That is all.
Simple. I like them. Easy to understand. Well, yes.
Is this dude?
Wait, he waves the hand, and you see Dry appear as a very tall elf.
Disguise.
Pretty built for an elf. I can only make you so much smaller.
Well, what
Like a 7-foot elf. It's just jacked.
a Goliath? Or
No, that'll hold up for an hour or so. So, make your business at the temple fast. Ready to go?
I
Yes.
guess so.
Very good. Have you all your things?
Yes.
Very good.
I grab some more muffins.
Those won't make it out, I'm afraid.
eat them, eat them, eat them.
I reach to the I get biscuits out of the bag. I'm like,
Interestingly enough, you reach into the bag and there's nothing. There's no biscuits.
Oh,
You took them. You put them into another plane of existence,
yeah,
so they disappeared.
sad.
Do you want muffins?
What? Gallicos!
Together.
Okay.
Wait.
We're in the library, right? Or the like the
Common
place
area.
Sitting area, yeah.
I kind of think about all the shit we're about to get into and how super dangerous it's about to be.
And you piss a little bit.
And look around at the books and think about the past few days how I've not had the energy to care about any of the stuff I've cared about for the weeks before. And I take out the bag of sharp sugar. And throw it
Not
behind me.
now, junkie.
Throw it behind me. But then immediately regret it and turn around and try to grab it.
It's still there.
Oh,
You didn't genuinely wish it for it to be gone.
Just
You
for a second.
immediately just throw it behind your back and catch it.
And then I turn around and like dive for it.
Okay, a little spilled out. You see Ola on the ground, like brushing it back into the bag.
Oh, junkie. Are you ready? Have you reclaimed your habit?
Yes.
Very good. What? Who are you?
The colors around you shimmer and stretch and snap out of existence, and then whoop, like an old CRT TV turning on, your vision blows out from the center, and you find yourselves standing in front of the Temple of the Thander. Looks to be fairly early morning, 7 or 8. The sun gonna risen. You see people walking about the streets, starting their day. You kind of just appear. Some of you still looking worse for wear. Dry's the only one who
Take a bath.
cleaned himself with prestidigitation, but the rest of you still look like pretty rough.
Whatever.
Yeah. So you catch some odd looks as people walk by, but nothing you're not
Stink.
used to.
Yeah, you look fine too.
Right. Well,
Respectable.
hello.
Thank you.
He poofs out of existence.
Wait, what's your phone number?
So who wants to go to
He
the
pops back in right behind Olo, and he's like just like right over your ear,
Junkie.
and then he poofs again.
Do you think we should all go?
Even disguised, I do not want to go.
It's okay. We'll go in.
Should we offer some coin?
Let's see how bad it is.
Because we have a couple
We're gonna go in the
secrets
same
that we
room.
wish them to keep.
Want us to repaint?
You're right. We should offer something. I just don't know how much. You seem to be a good tipper.
What, do you think I did too much?
You give away the cow.
I don't know. Roughly a few hundred gold. 2-3 gold. Depends on how upset they look to see us.
It just looks if you tip along the way, they never know when honey pots dry up.
I don't know what that means.
Are you going inside?
Sure.
Can I, before we head inside, do I see, like, guards around anywhere? Or, like,
Yeah, there's a city guard patrol like down the road a ways.
okay.
You see a few men walking side by side.
But they're
Normal
not, like,
experience.
posted outside of the...
No, not directly outside the church.
Let's go quickly.
Open the big door. You walk in. You do see a handful of civilians already, and at this time, kind of getting an early start, getting their morning worship in. You also see a handful of people in robes and such, including Megard. in there. Upon walking in at the noise of the door and the light pouring in and stuff, I mean, it's a noise in an otherwise fairly quiet room at the moment, so it does draw attention. People look your way. You recognize some faces from the day before.
Are they frag faces?
Can we make out the features under the burn marks?
You do not see anybody with severe burns in the room at present. But yes, you do. You get some looks. Some of them just kind of look solemn and sort of turn away. You do notice a few angry glares. And as Megard catches you, he kind of just serious look on his face, gives you a nod.
Or just mouse talk.
He looks around a little and starts to approach you. As he walks towards you, another in the temple who was like kind of just in the door as you entered. You hear him mumble and start to walk away. Give me a perception check.
Shit.
Me too.
Yeah, anybody wants to.
Do I have visual on his mouth? Because I have the observant.
Let's give me a perception check. We'll say a DC for you is lower to see if you're watching his mouth,
20.
or if you can get a look at his mouth.
I got a 15, but my passive is 16.
Okay. Although you do catch it as he walks away, you hear him mumble, "Murdering monster like the rest of his kind."
But he's an elf.
Wait, what is it?
How about right?
Yeah. I mean, he recognizes the rest of you.
He said murdering monster like the rest of his kind.
Oh. He's yawning.
I was yawning. I didn't hear the pain.
A good thing I ain't come. That's how to kill.
We came to check up on how everybody was doing.
Some better than others. Nobody particularly well. That was pretty harrowing yesterday.
It was lots more than we expected. And even after we almost died.
Hey,
Did you lose anyone?
well, yes. Your scaled friend killed one, severely burned another. He's still recovering, even with intensive healing. Whatever those blood creatures were, and killed another.
So they lost 2.
Oh, 2.5.
2. Go ahead.
Hey, 2 dead. Well, more than the burned one injured.
We did not expect that.
I
I think we would have all died if Elminster didn't show up.
pains me to admit it, but yeah, I agree. Yeah, even I. After looking into the sword, I didn't expect it to be quite that bad. Not something any of us seem to forget.
We apologize for your loss.
Yeah. Your Dragonborn friend. Is he alive? Where is he?
He has been taken care of.
He was pretty.
Be vague.
Did you kill him?
No, but he was pretty beat up after. He was not in control of himself, but he remembers it all.
Was he?
He is ashamed.
Well. No. Pray for him as well. And I'll pray that that sword and anything like it don't fall in the hands of anybody else. At least anywhere around me.
A couple districts over.
Have you dealt with that? You said you were giving it to somebody to dispose of?
I mean, Elminster helped.
Make an deception check.
While she's doing that, anything we can do to help you out?
I am.
My deception. What's a -1? 7. I didn't say what else was.
I think we're just going to need time, prayer, and lots of care. Those who have survived are being tended to, and those who are past, unfortunately, cannot be saved, so they're being remembered.
Can we make a donation to pay for their remembrance and the others' healing?
So take care and any burial cost.
Donations to the temple are always appreciated.
The things you saw in there, not just from the dragon. You can be discreet about it.
Are you talking about your drug use?
We have just learned of this.
No, I was talking about my friend here.
Oh.
If it's help, I do not change with the moon. Yes, there is some misconception that we while about in the moonlight.
Are you a blood hunter?
I mean, they helped train.
Hey. You're not doing anything particularly illegal, and as long as you're not hurting innocent people.
Maybe they try to help protect.
I hope so. A lot was spent helping you, so pay it forward.
Oh, you heard the man.
That's not what that means.
I think there's watching.
How much? How much?
I wasn't asking for coin, I mean,
Right. That's what that means, but
in your moral sense, pay it forward.
yeah, that means they paid.
We only know
We'll
one.
talk about it.
Common not first
We only know
language.
one way. Just pay it.
300 gold.
Pay the bill. He's not impressed. We're the Eastern Wind. We have a reputation.
I think you have to buy a fish.
Thank you.
Does he look upset about the amount insulted?
Not upset or insulted, just
Different.
yeah. He wasn't asking for coin. It wasn't like he was after money. Just it is what
Yeah,
it
but
is.
that's a lot of money.
You know,
Isn't it?
it was a harrowing experience. So everybody's kind of
That he did sign up
beat
for.
down. Doesn't mean it wasn't awful.
Gave him the option. But
Give the money.
He's not out here yelling at you or
Or no,
you
priests
know.
don't have it.
trying to hurt you or trap you or turn you in for anything or
it's
anything.
good.
Speaking
Boy,
of-
he saw what happened. One of us gets pissed off.
You just
I don't see any of the other glaring mad priests like sneaking out door, go tell some
make a
guards.
perception check.
Six. See shit.
Pass
No.
perception check.
Yeah, you don't notice any of that in particular. I mean, looking around the room, you do see some of them are still like at a distance, just kind of watching you. But if that will be all, perhaps you should take your leave.
Thank you.
Hey, be safe. No more cursed items, please.
We promise we won't bother you.
Their sacrifice wasn't for nothing.
I'm glad. Hopefully, we helped. I know we did not finish the task, but I'm glad to hear it was finished all the same.
We would not have gone as far as you either.
Be well. You depart?
Yes.
Okay. You exit the premises. Where to?
Magic shop.
Okay. You stroll over to the Dragon's Tail Arcanery. Colorful banners out front. Now familiar. You've been here a handful of times. Open the door and walk in. Xavier is looking at the counter like he has a little table behind his counter. He seems to be turning around looking at that. At the noise of the door opening, he turns around and you hear a boom.
Maybe we should have Jiraiya step out. We don't want him too close to it.
We'll bring it to you as soon as we can.
Is it time? Is it time?
I walk.
I walk out with him.
Which I'm
Who's he?
disguised anyway.
Yeah.
New friend? Who's the dragon?
That was the dragon.
Ah. Alright. So,
What? Well, you're looking at me.
I don't really want to touch it.
Oh, I think you.
where is
Somebody kind of has to.
He does.
Where
How many
is
things are in the bag?
Yeah?
A lot.
Bunch? Yeah.
I just think about it and then figure.
Well, then you have to grab it.
Yeah.
Right?
Last time I grabbed it, it fucking killed me.
That's because you're trying to take it.
Yeah.
Let me reach
Yes,
for
Might
no
still
master.
be
a
a little
blanket
angry.
first.
Master right now.
To your understanding, that was it defending its bond with a wielder,
Yeah.
right? It had a wielder who was worthy of wielding it, and it
Oh,
was-
right, because you have to attune to it. Now no one's attuned to it, so.
well, yeah,
Be
no one's
looking
attuned
for-
to it, and its bond has been severed, so it likely is going to want a new wielder. Where is it? I assume
Joey
you're here
fucks
straight.
grab it.
Kind of.
Come on, use your mage hands together.
We can't. It's only 10 pounds.
I know what you're saying though. I reach in and grab big dumb sword.
Oh,
Should we?
You're a sigh.
I lean against the counter.
It's 4 times as tall as you.
I know, that's why I was like,
Should we have Regina show him what just happened yesterday? Cautionary tale.
why?
A cautionary tale.
I know it's cursed. I'll be careful.
Yeah, but it's killed priests and
Well, sure it did. It's cursed.
okay. Just be careful. Well, you don't want to have to fight you for it. Don't sell it to anyone stupid.
We're strong.
Okay. Yeah. He kind of leans over the counter and grabs it. And as he leans forward, you hear like a doop behind him. And he pulls it up on the counter.
Can I lean over the counter and see what all the dunking is?
You just like lean over the
Yeah,
counter.
that's the second time.
It's like the third time or the fourth time that's happened.
Make a perception check.
Does he have a tail? I have advantage on perception checks because I'm high. Alright, that is an 18 plus plus 3, so 21.
21. As you kind of like lean on the counter and look behind, I mean, you don't see like a tail or anything like that. You do see the small table that's like on the wall behind him just kind of wobble a little bit and then settle. But he like pulls the sword up onto the counter and okay, cloak, deal, still on?
Deal.
All right, deal. He reaches below the counter, pulls out the cloak.
When he does that, can I reach for the cloak but actually try to like touch him?
Touch him?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, it doesn't go through. It's not an illusion. He's not a Dragonborn kid.
He's not an illusion.
Okay.
He is the size that he is. You feel an arm.
I wonder if we have another Dragonborn with a tail.
Here you go.
The thing that shook and came to a
Holy
rest.
shit. He's like double handing it. He puts it below.
The table behind the shook and came to a rest. Are there like drawers that are closed or something, or is it just like a table like this?
Like 4 legs on a tabletop.
Okay, so there's nothing that could be like obviously hiding it. And then
Not that you see. I mean, you don't have a super clear view. It's a wide counter, and you're just kind of leaning on it and getting a look back. So like, there's area behind it you can't see. You don't know if there's something down there, but not that you can tell.
always a pleasure doing business. What is making the dunking sound?
The what?
The sound from the table behind you.
The sound from the table behind me.
When it moves.
He looks back at the empty table. Huh?
Inside check.
Make an insight check.
Fucking nothing. 11.
Hard to read.
No, even worse, 6. So I thought I had a plus 5.
Plus dunking sound.
Okay. Good doing business. Thank you.
Dunk dunk.
I go out and throw the cloak to dry.
There, you traded things.
So he knows.
Yes.
Try it. As you're waiting outside for them to exit. Yeah?
No.
Yes.
The door swings open, comes out, and tosses the cloak to you.
Felt
Give me a
better.
perception check.
Is that a fake cloak?
No.
Wrong.
Not that you know.
7.
7.
Put the cloak on. It's like, yes. What the? Damn it.
Trace one curse item for another.
Wear me.
As you're walking out, give me a perception check as well.
I'm outside with Jiraiya as well.
I rolled a 7 and a natural 1. So 7 is 10 total.
Okay, you may also go. You may also give a perception check.
Okay.
Given you're standing there with Dry.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to give a perception check?
7.
What are we trying to perceive?
I'm sorry, what was yours, Ola?
10.
10, okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. As far as I know, you're not.
I have no idea why we're perceiving.
Although as the door, you walk out, you toss in the cloak and just kind of look over your shoulder as the door is shutting. You swear you see a flash of white. Not like a flash, but you see like
White move past quickly.
no, like in the room, like you see. You see like a white shape that you didn't notice before. Just like you just get a glimpse of the color as the door is shutting. It's
Near him, on him.
hard to tell.
Yeah.
It was like the door was like cracked and shutting, and you saw like a little bit of white that looked out of place.
Can I try to just like open it and just peer through?
Give me a stealth check. You guys are all watching, by the way, as well as like.
Now that I don't have disadvantage, I can't fucking roll. 11.
You start to try to open the door, and it goes.
I have a +9.
So you push it open a crack, and you see him behind the counter. What, dude?
I shout again.
You just hear fucking creepy.
What was that about, Omar?
I don't know. Something strange.
Yeah.
I think he's not alone.
You think he's not a what?
I don't think he's alone.
What if he is just a puppet for a giant?
All I know is last time when we were offering him the sword, I heard some clunking.
I heard it as well.
And then this time when we were giving him the sword, I heard some clunking.
Do you think that maybe there is some other component that goes with the sword, like a shield, that gets excited?
This is a sword back there.
Listen, I'm high right now.
I begin to walk away.
It could be nothing at all.
Or something that
First I thought maybe he had a tail. Now I think maybe, I don't know, he has a pet or a friend or his parents are locked away.
This monster
locked away somewhere.
That's really funny.
I don't know.
Maybe whatever it is helps, like, hear or identify when something's, like, good or important. Like you said, when it
Dangerous.
heard the sword, it was like, yeah, we want that one. You know, secret knock thing.
Could be, or it was telling him, don't get that. Stop it.
No. Give me, or what are your passive perceptions?
16.
I don't remember where that's 13.
Kari, you hear a sort of twinkling sound that seems to be like rising in intensity. It's not loud. The rest of you don't catch it, but you do, and it's coming from in the shop.
Can I go closer to the shop and rest my ear up against the door?
And I thought we were just all sitting on a stoop, like just talking about it. What are you doing?
She hears something.
Yeah, you hear this like twinkling, like almost like tiny little wind chimes, but like a lot of them, and a sort of like whirring noise, like a coming from within.
Does it remind me of anything that I've heard before?
Make an Arcana check.
Holy shit. Why ask these questions?
Minus.
Roll a 2. Plus 2. 4.
No, it does not remind you of anything.
But does it have anything to do with
Did the poison?
hey, fiends are undead? It's a good advantage.
Is that fair?
No.
When's that gonna come in handy?
What do you hear?
twinkle sounds.
I use divine sense.
Bells or something.
What does divine sense detect?
Everything.
Everything.
Celestial, fiend, and undead.
As well as consecrated, desecrated, right?
I don't know.
Or that sounds good. Evil.
Oh yeah, it's just you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell,
Well, such as, or is.
or know the location of any celestial fiend.
You also detect the presence of any place or object that has been consecrated or desecrated, as with the hollow spell. You get a ping of desecration. In the
What
shop.
was it? The sword. Probably the sword. Cursed. For sure.
Well, if you can't get the problem, it will take me. So let's, I guess, go about business, whatever that is.
So we have a whole day ahead of us. A lot to do.
Like what?
Maybe we should get on that job, Negan. Okay, that's-
Yes. I think that is the first thing we should do today. We also have to go pay some guards a visit.
We also have to go to sleep.
We just went to sleep.
I have to go to sleep.
Oh, you mean for real? For real.
11:36.
Yeah. No, I figured that was.
The shop boy. You hear in your head.
Hmm?
You hear in your head. The shop boy.
The shop.
So the sword he hears in it then?
It doesn't sound like the sword to you. It's a familiar voice.
I'm hearing something to tell me to go back to the shop.
We need to go inside.
Is it the sword?
I don't think so.
Is
No,
it
it's
the cloak?
It's a familiar draconic voice.
I walk back in the shop.
I go in with.
As an elf.
Yeah. I guess.
As an elf.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I still an elf?
Yeah.
Private
Okay.
listener.
Yeah, it's
I
probably
can't-
close to wearing off, but yeah.
I was gonna say I can't make a change.
Dryad, look at determination, walks back and swings open the door. You see, wearing the same robes as Zephyr, a white dragonborn about the same size, with a tail, standing on top of the counter, sword in hand, casting a spell. The door swings open, he looks at you and smiles, and then vanishes.
With the sword?
And that's where we're gonna end.
Oh, shit.
Son of a bitch.
Is it the dragonborn that you were supposed to meet?
Probably.
No.
I think it's the other
It's the
champion.
champion of
Oh, fuck.
Oh, son.
Shit.
Saucy.
Just
Wait.